Good afternoon. And Jesus Christ, that's bright, isn't it? Let's turn that down a bit and turn it off. I've got wasps and stuff, haven't I? That's no good. Let's go to my settings and get rid of that first before we go any further, because that ain't good. Let's turn the green screen off, eh? Let's do that, and that'll work then. Sorry about this, folks. Back with you. Now we're dark. There we go. We're all good. No green screen today, but it's not a problem. We'll pull it over a little bit. Bit of a rush because I've had no internet. Am I going the wrong way? No, I'm not. I'm going the wrong way. Amateurish start, but that's kind of part of the course for these live streams. Yeah, so it's Fulham versus Newcastle United, Craven Cottage. A very important game. We haven't won the first game of the season. We need 3 points, really. And so a trip to Craven Cottage isn't the ideal place to go with the form that Fulham are on at the moment. But we can go there with some confidence because of the quality of our team. However, it's time to look at the teams. And the Newcastle United team shows a few changes. And on the face of it, doesn't look great. Here we go. Nick Pope in goal. Sven Botman returns. And he's replacing Matt Targett as Dan Burn goes to left back. I think that's to kind of go with them. But Longstaff's playing as a 6, we think. Willock and Guimaraes in front of them. And then a front 3. And this is where the strange thing comes. Almiron, Callum Wilson returning after a few weeks out with his injury. And Jacob Murphy starts. Yes, I don't know what he does in training. He must be like Zico in training, because when he's on the pitch in a match, he's generally awful. But in Eddie we trust. He obviously thinks of something that's worthwhile. The bench, we see Karius he's on the bench. Dummett's also there with Lascelles. Joe Linton's been dropped. Must have a little knock, I imagine. Who knows? Also there's Jamal Lewis. Matt Targett's dropped to the bench. Chris Wood, with his rib injury, managed to make the bench. As long as Fraser's also Ryan Fraser's there, and Elliot Anderson's also recovered. Now, I'd like if Maxi wasn't fit, I'd like to have seen Anderson start, but that's the way he's gone. None of us predicted that lineup. I don't think anyone would have predicted Jacob Murphy starting. But there we go. This is the Fulham side. Mbabu, ex-Newcastle player, of course. Tosin, Tim Ream, centre half captain. Kuzawa, the former PSG player. Chaloba, Reed. Andreas, also Daniel James with the speed, De Cordova Reed, and Mitrovic, of course, our former player, who is fit and plays. We'll start with the comments, shall we? Let's take some comments right to the top of the stream we go. And we have Ian Anderson, Burnett left back. Looks a strange team, it does. No, Joe Linton. No, onto the bench, Tim. Yeah, strange. Spacebar's absolutely stunned with that, and I'm not surprised. Making with Master says they're starting to get pissed off with how like these team selections are a fucking joke. Yeah. Spider Hodgson, shocking lineup for the Toon. Lots of criticism here. Making with Master says any of the manager like Bruce, etc., pick that lineup, you'll get absolutely slammed. But somehow Eddie picks shit teams week in, week out. And nothing said. Murphy, Willock, Longstaff, and Byrne. Fuck's sake. Well, I guess the results are kind of different with Bruce and how, aren't they? So, yeah, we'll have to see what the score is at the end of the game. But looking at it from now, it doesn't look great. What's he saying in Murphy that I can't, says Spacebar? It's a good question. It's a very good question. Drop one of our best players for Longstaff, who's been consistently shit. Yeah, lots of disharmony in the chat, let's say. Tim Ditchburn again. Murphy playing as an inverted wing as well. Maybe he will lose it on that side. Who knows? Probably boss it, I should say, not lose it. Yeah, who knows? Something wrong with this lineup unless there was something we are not aware of, says Bill. Byrne gets done the left so easily, yet drop our natural left back who's playing well to fit him in the side. Why? It's a good question. And if you just look at that Fulham side again, the one thing they have on the flanks is pace, isn't it? With James, He's got bags of pace and decoy over Reed also. So yeah, it's a very strange thing. But let's just go back to that banner again, brown, and get rid of that. Don't need that on, do we? Yeah. So if you're new to the chat, give us a thumbs up. We've got 293, almost 300 with us. Great for joining us. Give us a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, the Toon Review, hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. And you can join the Toon Review family by becoming a member to the channel also. Super chats are available by hitting the $sign and contributing whatever you like. But there you go. That's all we've got to it. But if you hit the likes and then subscribe if you're new to the channel, that's what I kind of would like you to do for me. Anyway, where do we get to on these chats? Yeah, we've got that. We've got that. So Andy Allen's in the house. This is like Bizarro Toon Eddie after the sack, so we can get the England job. I think if he gets sacked, I don't think he'll be in the running for it. Looks like we've set up for the draw, says Spacebar. Apocalyptic Workshops back in the house. Long time no see, matey. Draw, we won't draw this lineup. We are set up for the loss, he says. Merry good looks. Afternoon, folks. Hope the mods and folks in chat are all well. Peter's in very strange lineup. Jason on the bench, just bizarre. It is, yes. It's very strange. Very head scratching. Tom's here. Hi, Tom. Hope you're well, mate. Jules is also in the house. Hi, Jules. Mary's got a good vibe in her bones today. Everyone's saying hope everyone's well. People saying hello to the Jose's in the house. Jose Fernandez. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you come away with today's before. Happy with today's public question on Jacob Murphy, indeed. It's a real head scratcher. It's Watchalong afternoon. What's not to be happy about? Yeah. Goat Father's here. Hello, Billy. Hello, chat. Looks like Big Joe is going to be unleashed in the last stages. If you can stay in the game that long, that's the question, though, isn't it? If you can stay in the game that long. God, it's really bright in here, isn't it? Let's dim them lights a little bit. I'm going the right way. That's a bit better. Yeah. Troll says, why is Murphy playing as useful as an anvil when skydiving? Yeah, nice nudge. There could be surprises, maybe there could be indeed. Troll says indeed. And Barbara's going for 3-1. Even with that lineup, Barbara. Mito is fit. That's better, Billy. That's still really too bright. Let's get rid of some of this light in there. Am I going the right way there? Probably not. There we go. I'll have a look at my green screen in a minute, see if we can get that fixed. Jacob Murphy makes one of cry, says Congo Fox. Keith's in the house. Hi, Keith. What did Joe Linton do to get replaced by Sean Longstaff? I have no idea. Brainwash Maniac is having a bad feeling about it, and not surprised either. Solely, hey, Billy Boy, and everyone else, hope you're all well. Just going to echo the thoughts of everyone else, very confused. Dara's in the house. Murphy's the worst player in the squad by some distance, baffling how he starts. Hi, Dara. You're right. Stu's in the house. Hi, Stu. Are you as confused as I am over the starting lineup? Yes, very much so. Very much so. Everyone's saying hello to Twitter again. NUFC Shane down there in Australia, staying up till midnight to see Murphy starting. How he's starting to worry me with his bogus teams. Yeah, it's a very, very valid point, Shane. Phil Everington's here. How you doing, Bill? I'm good, mate. Thank you. Afternoon, Billy. No Paul Stacey at the match. No, he's moving house, Martin. He's trying to get all his stuff moved into the new place. So hasn't really got the time to do this today. So I've took over for him. Murphy says darkness is by design. Yeah, everyone's not happy with that Murphy selection. And Joe on the bench also. Not happy with his lineup. No one's happy with the lineup apparently. Where is Anderson? He's on the bench, Barbara. He's on the bench. Very strange. John's here. Wish he'd bloody start Anderson over Longstaff. Well, over Murphy would have been a star, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. Tom says Murphy and Bruno. Well, they're pushing Bruno forward, aren't they? That's what the name of the game is for this. Smoky Topaz is here. Murphy worries him too. You say quality, but there's Murphy, and I'm one of the worst wingers in the Prem's, hand down. Aaron, can you not ask for streams, please, mate? The mods will lock you out if you do keep asking. That's the third time now. I won't be reading any more of those out. Anderson's on the bench as space bar. Troll says having Longstaff on may let Bruno go high. Well, that's kind of the point, I think. I think it's going to release Bruno into a higher place on the pitch, which gives us a bit more service, isn't it? But Maxi's a real big miss, isn't he? Let's hope Eddie makes eat humble pie, says Robert. Indeed, indeed, indeed. The defence, I totally understand its height and physicality, says solely. Murphy, Bruno further forward though. Yeah, that's the good thing about it. The bad thing is we've lost Joe Linton's muscle presence. Joe Linton can't have a knock. He's on the bench. Well, he could have a knock. Botman had a knock. Last game was on the bench, wasn't he? You know, he might not be fit to start. I don't understand it. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm like you. If they're fit enough to be on the bench, they're fit enough to play. Ken's in the house. Am I the only one who thinks Murphy is crap? No, you're certainly not, mate. I think someone who puts if the Murphy is good, they'd be the only one. I think everyone's crap. Everyone's hating it. But that by design, Willock and McGee need to start stepping up. This could be 1 win in 8, for fuck's sake. Indeed. KBN FC, all the way from the Emerald Isle in Belfast. Good afternoon, Billy. Hope you're well and ready for your fantasy day 1 commentary. Indeed. Jason says it's a very strange team selection. Absolutely it is. It's very odd. But Eddie knows obviously more than we do, so we can question it. We can be unhappy about it. But yeah, we're just going to have to take it on the chin, I guess, and see what happens. Matthew says, for once, we have quality on the bench. Unfortunately, lack of quality someplace on the field, indeed. Blakey and UFC's here. May as well start with 10 men with Murphy's absolutely shite. Dan says, I think Eddie actually wants to have impact subs this time. So saving some big hits for later in the game. Possibly. But I don't get it. Personally, maybe it's Josh Murphy, says Shane. Yeah. Might be Darryl Murphy. Longstaff and Murphy, what the hell, says Robert? Reasons in the house. Oh boy, that lineup has been worried. But Bruno higher up. Wilson starts at least. Joe Linton apparently had a knock versus Bournemouth. That was 2 weeks ago, mine, wasn't it? Tiger on the bench. Murphy, some questionable decisions by Eddie. I guess the proof in the pudding will be at the end of the game. I guess that's when we'll kind of see, isn't it? But yeah, it's not the greatest selection in the world. It doesn't fill us with much hope, does it? Let's be honest. But just have a scam down, see what I can find on the way of watching this. Right. Where do we get that? Sub Murphy Fanderson after 2 minutes. Maybe he wants to make 5 subs. Maybe that's the whole aim of it. You know, he's never had a chance to make 5 subs before, and he might have a chance today. So I did consider that. But Wilson will be injured again before ASM and Isaac are back. We may never see that front three together. Be positive, Dark by Design. Be positive, Christ. How can fans say it's a shocking lineup before a ball is kicked? Said George Fly for all our favourite players, but we only see them for 90 minutes. We don't see them in training or have stats. Trust how. I think that's the way we have to go. We can question it though, Geordie. It's a very, let's just say, odd lineup for what we usually expect, isn't it? We can question it, but until the game's over and done with, the players have played the game and the way they've played the game, then we can start questioning things, can't we? I reckon burning for height at set pieces. Mitro's an absolute pest, absolutely. I think that's definite. Toon Dave, bizarre with Murphy over Anderson as he offers nothing. Joe Linton hasn't trained much in the past week, so Guest needs to protect them. Longstaff needs to step up or shift out. Yes, I agree with that. Can you? No, let's not go that far. It's bad enough with Murphy inside. Dagwood's tonsorium. At least we have some impact coming off the bench. Yes, we do. We could be playing a back three. Murphy as left wing back. John said, you need a backdrop done. Thought Paul. I've got it, but unfortunately, for some reason, well, I'll tell you what, I'll put it on. Let's put it on now. See if it works. But I think with shirts playing havoc with the what's name. Oh, ain't too bad. There you go. Job done. Where have I gone? There we go. Yeah, there you go. Happy days. It works. That was on. We need Madison 2 wings in January and a replacement for Wilton next summer. Yes, I agree with that. Longstaff, people questioning Longstaff. Burner's okay at fullbacks. It's an obvious thing. He's been put into counter Mitro's physicality. Says Turnsky. Yes, I agree. Is that Turnsky or Tumsky? One of the two. Max is doing his TikToks but can't play. Yes, I thought of that. That's a strange one, isn't it? Maybe it's just not match fit, but you're not going to get match fit without playing, are you? So, apocalyptic workshop with the fitting up for the bench, fitting up to play. That's my sentiment exactly. Another one that can't believe Murphy's starting. Smiler. Yeah, we're all in the same boat there. Guys, it's hi Billy, not inspired by the lot. No, I don't think any of us are. Hi, Dublin Dave's in the house. Hi, mate. Hope you're well. Long time no see. John Ferry. Afternoon to everyone, says John Ferry. And so does Smaller. Shane Martin's here also. No ASM and Murphy playing doesn't film with confidence, going into chill and watch the game. Leg in the air again with the last operation next week on the Achilles. So 2 on Newcastle. Yeah, get yourself well soon, mate. That Achilles is a horrible injury to have. Such a thin piece of whatever it is, tendon, and you break it, you're knackered, ain't you? It's a long old recovery process. So the best of luck with that next week, Shane. Toon Dave, glad Wilson back starting just service to have a chance. Start Murphy or Miggy will have that though. Miggy needs to remember he has a right foot. Just for standing on though, Dave. Just for standing on. I think Eddie will get some abuse for this. I think he's certainly lining himself up for some criticism, isn't he? If this doesn't go well at all. Afternoon says from Jock. Hi Jock, hope you're well. Carl's in the house. Afternoon everyone. Is Murphy blackmailing Eddie somehow? There's a reason somewhere. Perfect stream to listen to whilst doing A-level work. Okay, Millie. Wish my son was doing the same. He's gone out. Matthew said maybe John will come up for Wilson. It's a possibility, I guess. But Wood's on the bench also, isn't he? Peter Binns says, what's going on there with that? Carry on. See what I mean? That's what I mean about this rubbish here. I think it's the light from the curtains, to be honest. So that's why I took it off before. So it's there. It's when the sun comes through the curtains. Yeah, it's a menace. It's a real menace. As it gets dark, I think it'll be okay. If we turn the lights off, let's that work. That might help for a bit. There you go. Yes, I do look a bit tanned now, don't I? Santosh Reddy is in the house. Hi, mates. Maybe Hal wants to push Brunner further. That's what he does. I think that's fairly obvious. Whether he's doing that to the detriment of the back, who knows? I'm still here. Just have 2 accounts, but my other account is making. Oh, you got 2, have you? Yeah, right. Alter ego. Okie dokie. Now we know. Making with mass is easy to say as well. Solly says, I will say one thing this month is super congestion. That could be a huge reason because of the intensity we play with. Yes, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Paul Tully's here. Afternoon, Billy, and all in the chat. Shocked by the lineup, but let's see. If this goes wrong, Hal will have to answer. Let's be positive. Absolutely. Let's be positive. Morning from New Zealand, says Peter Lyon. 3 o'clock in the morning there. Beer time. Hope it's worth your while, my friend. Hope it's worth your while. Matthew says, I'll take a minus on my fantasy team for Mitro to get sent off. Anthony's here. You can guarantee that Murphy will have our first big chance and will fluff his lines. Well, we just need to wait and see, don't we? Mark and Danny Dawson are here also. Hey, Billy, hope you're well. We're going for 3-1 for the Toon. Away the lads. Keep the faith. Absolutely. We can do anything else, can we? We can do nothing else but keep the faith. Uh, 180 Dave was going to pick 3-1 to the Toon. But he thinks it'll be the way around with that lineup. Stephen says, it's just anyways how I'm saying we need more players. Yeah. Dara says, I hope fans won't be hammering ASM once he returns. He's been a huge... Absolutely. He's what we've missed most of all, isn't he? We've really missed him. Robert Halliday, has Eddie been on the Brunel with the selection? Nick Pope says, do you want some chicken? No, thanks. I'm good, thanks. Max Dawson, Joe will come off the bench and make an impact. Let's see how the game goes before we start slagging Eddie off. There must be a reason for the decisions. Yes, I agree with that. Beetle Greg says, tin's open. Yes, indeed. Stephen says, that doesn't, however, stop me looking at the whiskey, seeing Murphy and Longstaff started. Wow. All I can think of is injuries, but would we be that unlucky? Guess we could, or would, I should say. Murphy hat-trick incoming, says Apple. Yes, you can imagine that. Imagine that. Barbara says, I was looking forward to this game, but not as optimistic with this lineup. Yeah, it's a bit of a passion killer, they'd say, wouldn't they, in other circumstances? But yeah, it might come well for us. We don't know. It might come well for us. One never knows. Dean's also another one in New Zealand, right down under, down there in Kiwi land, 3 o'clock in the morning there. Hope you're well, Dean. Hope it's worth your while, all this. Nathan Stapleton's here. Murphy's about to drop a masterclass. I'm calling it now. Imagine. Dartboard design. Odds on Murphy hits a post. Yeah, it's a good bet. He does it most games, doesn't he? Peter says we have to pray for miracles, so I think we're going to need divine intervention. Yes, every chance. Phil Evington is matching the bench. No, he's not. He's not on the bench, so he's obviously not fit to start or even come on as a sub. So another week or two, I guess, for Maxi. But we've missed him somewhat rotten, haven't we? The only reason I can think Joe Linton on the bench is to possibly change with Wilson later on. Yeah, Wood's there though, isn't he? So Abandon says, what's Anderson doing wrong to not start? I'm guessing he doesn't want to start him in an away game. I don't know. It's a strange one. But at least Fraser didn't start him. But then having said that, I think I'd prefer Fraser to bloody Murphy. So yeah. This is a strange one to say. Vashista Kiathan 05. The only reason Murphy will be in the team is if he impressed Howe. But if we target in for Byrne and Anderson for Murphy and Joe for Longstaff, then the team looks way better. Yeah. Jason's here. Anyone? Eddie been on it? Yeah, it's a possibility. Harp Singh. Why is Murphy playing? Worried that Joe Linton isn't playing. I think we all are. Mate. And there's Vashista Kiathan 05 again in Eddie we trust. Let's go. 1-0 to the Toon away, the lads. Absolutely. Tom says, I hope Max didn't injure himself dancing. Just imagine that. That's the kind of thing that he'd do, though, isn't it? But there you go. Rat to business. Really, do you not think January it's time to replace the lackluster wingers and get a proper CDM? Yes. To put it mildly, yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. 100%. Possibly we should have done it in the summer, but I don't know. Geordie's great to keep the faith away the Toon. The Tunes, good to see Longstaff starting, to be honest, and Murphy going to have some massive holes in the game. Yes. Ken's here. Hi, Billy. Can't believe the team he's picked. Can't see this as a winning side. And now I do believe Eddie should be more honest with the fans. Re-injuries. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. But it might not be injuries, as I say. Fulham are 6th at the moment, obviously ahead of us. They're 3 points clear. They've won 3, drew 2 and lost 2. They have a +1 goal difference, same as we do. But they're 4th place ahead of us. So it's not an easy game, this. Tim says, anything, it should be Longstaff, Judo and Bruno. Better drop Willock, surely, if aim is to get Bruno further up the pitch. Yeah, you'd think so. I think the lineup is to make our 5 sub-songer could go well for some still in the game in that 20. Indeed. Subterranean music. I think they're trying Longy and Sharvey's role. That way Bruno can be more advanced. Yes, I think you're right. There will be rationale behind it, says Tom. In Eddie we trust. We do trust. But he is lining himself up for some criticism if it doesn't work. Let's be perfectly honest about it. I mean, I was a bit disappointed with the way he managed in-game against Bournemouth. I know he didn't have much choice, but he could have tried something a little bit different and didn't. So, yeah, he's set himself up. Hopefully it works for him. Good job we have 5 subs for when they all get injured against the Dartboard design. RAC 6 there. We'd do better if it was Eddie Murphy. Yeah, indeed. Afternoon, Samsonite. Hope you're well, mate. Renier's in the house too. Hi, Renier. Hope you're good, buddy. And Lacey Plays is here. As long as he doesn't wait too long to put subs on. Absolutely. I agree with you. Where did we get to there? Down there. Woofer. FS1. Afternoon, everyone as well. Dan says, I think the plan is to have both Willock and Bruno drive forward in a triangle with Wilson, using the wings to make decoy runs. J7 can't play centre and mid, hence Longstaff. Yeah, I could see a little bit of sense in that. It's just that I don't think they'd care if Murphy made a decoy run. I think they'd just let him go. Almiron's a different kettle of fish. I think it could work on that side. Falsan with a good prediction. I think he thinks Murphy will hit the post today. Rat says who's going to get service to Wilson because Saint always gets his goals. That's come through via Bruno, isn't it? Trippier, perhaps. Teams in the tunnel anyway. I will give you a start when we're starting, so you can synchronise your watches. Also, can we have you might be ahead of me. If something happens, please don't put it in the chat and spoil it for others who do stop the game with and are playing along with my commentary. And that's all there is to it, really. And please don't be asking for streaming and stuff. But I don't read many comments while the game's on anyway. But the teams are starting to come out. I'm not sure what kit we're wearing. I would have thought we'd wear the blue today, but I'm not sure. It's that track top. It's black and white stripes. Yeah, we have got the blue. We're in the blue and gold shorts, and we have got blue track tops today. So yeah, it's all good. Training and matches are two different entities, says Trolls. You're right. I saw enough of Murphy against Tranmere. God, didn't we all? Yano's in the house. Hi, Yano. He'll be pleased that Lascelles isn't playing, but he won't be pleased that Murphy's playing. And Longstaff, I guess, also. Right, so teams are in the tunnel. We have about 4 minutes till kickoff. Abanda said Joe Linton took a knock against Bournemouth. Yeah, but that was 2 weeks ago. And he's also on the bench, so I don't know. Hi, Don Milber. I hope you're well. Fans can say it's a shocking honour because it is. You can't just get rid of logic to say trust in how. Sick of that argument. If it was any other manager, they would lambast them for this team selection. People are criticising the team selection, but you can't criticise the manager until the game's done with Dom. If we get a beat today, and it's because of the players he's brought in, or we miss the players he's left out, then we'll criticise. Then we'll constructively criticise. It won't just be a case of slagging off. But the proof's in the pudding. The results are what dictate how we react. If we win and don't play well, I'll still criticise. But still, you've got to trust in the manager. It's a strange trim selection. We're all saying that. I don't think any of us are happy with it. But we've got to trust in the manager. That's all we can do. And he's got enough credit in the bank for us to do that, hasn't he? Results have been good under him. The style of football has been good under him. His general management has been fantastic. His communication with fans, press, whatever, been fantastic. So he has got credit in the bank, and that's as far as I'll go with that. Murphy Falls, first goal scorer. Very optimistic, Paul, but you never know. You never know. Dara says Longstaff starting 6 allowed Burners play 8. Not that's point. It's not now. Carl says Longstaff puts a shift in, not pretty, but he graphs goes insane. Lush touch for Isaac's first goal. Absolutely. Another one that thinks Murphy will score, Teo. Rich Baxter's here also. All I can say is that he has some serious balls, as he must know. This team selection is iffy, so if he pulls off a win here and they play well, he's going to look like a genius. The if followed by dots means however. Apocalyptic says, I hope we're all wrong and Eddie's right, but he can't see it. Says, hi, Stu, you handsome bastard, you. And Stu says, well, that's the Premier League for you. That sounds like Steve Bruce. Abandon, let's give Murphy a chance. Indeed, we've got to give him a chance. He's got, I don't know. You never know. Sometimes he's shown some stuff, and he's in the house. I hope you well, mate. Prediction: Newcastle have 65% plus possession. Fulham score first. Newcastle come back for 1 each draw. I think a lot of us take that, to be honest. A problem with Longstaff starting, says Trolls, is his passing gives the ball away too many times. This is the same reaction to the Liverpool. It is. Remember that lineup? We all said, what the hell is he doing here? Lascelles was in, and we all thought, what the bloody hell is he playing out here? But it worked, didn't it, to a certain extent? Although we lost the game, we didn't deserve to. Paul says maybe starting is what Murphy needs rather than being a sub. You never know. Onions is in the house. How are the lads, says Onions. Good afternoon, Gareth. Solly says, let's be honest on one thing, though. Nobody could have prepared to play against this team, and that could be a game changer. Indeed. Anyway, you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Good morning to Brian, wherever you are. I think you're over in stateside, aren't you? Good morning to everyone else. Are you okay, Annie? James says, how come J7 isn't on? We don't know. We're a minute from kickoff. Teams are, I'm going to put my specs on for this because I can see Callum Wilson in the picture at the moment, but we're going to get rid of the comments. That's miles better. But I also think you have 2 minutes light. Now I can see you properly. Yeah, I've turned one of them off. But it's quite light outside. But as it gets dark, I'll obviously put the other one on. There you go. Job done. Joe didn't have a late fitness test, apparently. And that's why he's not starting. Indeed. He's been hit by a smooth criminal. Craig says we just have to trust. And Rachel's here with a special message for all of you. Looks like we're having a minute's silence, by the way. They're having around the centre circle. But Rachel says, good afternoon, everyone. Please keep all comments respectful. No all caps, no repeats, and no spoilers. Enjoy the match and show. Thanks, Rach. Take heed, everyone. Take heed. Onions is good. Anderson isn't starting. Yeah, so am I. However, that says Samantha. Indeed, we're all supporting. Nice screen, says Tony. Yeah, this is the one that John sent for Paul. And there it is. All in its glory. Better without the light on, says Jason. It is, yeah. Anyway, the minute silence is coming to an end. Billy Boy 302's here. Murphy has a good game, wants a blue moon. Let's hope today's a blue moon, indeed. Julie J's in the house also. Brian doesn't understand why Dan Burns started left back. And Shola was on Soccer AM apparently today. And Trevor says you look better in the dark, Billy. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. So the minute silence is done with. And that thing's coming across again. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with that light at all then. So I'm going to get rid of that background just before the kickoff starts. Oh, it's a minute silence for a former Fulham player. A chap by the name of Fred Callaghan. But yeah, let's just have a look at this background a minute and see what happens. All right. There we go. Job done. So kickoff's about to be taken, people. Newcastle have the kickoff. The kicking, as we look from right to left. As soon as the kickoff is kicked off, I shall flick the thing and you can synchronise. So if you all stop your stream, and we're off right now. And here we go. Newcastle have the ball with Sven Botman. He plays it square to Fabian Schär. No pressure from the Fulham centre forward. Mitrovic is, but it's a bit of pressure coming on now. Schär comes doubles back, long ball over the top, looking for the run of Miggy. He couldn't quite get there on that right hand side. So Newcastle will have a positive start, but 22 seconds on the clock and no goals, of course, here at Craven Cottage. Now in England's referee, Mike Deans on VAR. Good foot in there from Longstaff. Gives it to Bruno. Bruno plays it back to Longstaff and then back to Sven Botman in the centre-back position. His goes squares to Fabian Schär. A bit of pressure coming on him here. Can't quite make out the Fulham players because it's quite a long distance camera here, so they seem quite far away. And what I can see is that Dan Burn has it in left back. Now he plays it back inside the Botman and then back across to Schär. Newcastle just playing possession ball at the precise moment with the centre halves. Excuse me, Sven Botman's gone for another long ball over the top. A great ball that is for Murphy. Murphy chests it down, corner of the area, cross, deflected, corner ball, Newcastle. Positive move from Jacob Murphy. Could have been even more positive, to be honest. But the ball from Schär was absolutely phenomenal. 40-yard pass, right over the top. Great run for Murphy, actually, to hold himself onside. But the defender came back. I think it was Mbabu. May well have been Mbabu to stop the cross coming in. So it's a corner ball for Newcastle. It'll be an in-swinger. As Kieran Trippier's gone over there. Dan Burns in there. Longstaff's in there. Kieran Trippier's going to be an in-swinger. Not a lot of room to take a run up. And there's Cameron right up his arse, basically. Here comes the ball across now. So it's a deep one over the top. Headed. It's touched back. Cleared by Fulham. More luck than judgment. Volley back in. Bruno. Now it's back in here now with Kieran Trippier. Goes all the way back to Nick Pope, who's standing 20 yards outside his box. He's going to go long. Can he keep himself on side? So good ball if it can get there. It's cut out well by the left back. And Newcastle nearly steal it with some press, but Fulham do come away with it. Pressure again from Newcastle. Do get a foot in. Miggy's pressurising the left back, whoever he may be. I've forgotten who it is. Fulham, a bit of head tennis going on in the centre of the park, and Fulham come away with the ball now. Yeah, Fulham have the ball. It's with tossing and down the bottom here for the former Newcastle player and Babu. Pressurised by Murphy. Murphy gets a foot in and does really well. And a great tackle from Longstaff, who's fouled there, but the referee plays on. Does he? No, he gives a free kick. I think it might have been Longstaff. No, it's Joe Willock, actually. It looks like Willock's playing the left of centre here. Bad foul, that, actually. He's really in agony here, Joe Willock. Took one to the ankle. Let's have a look at this closely. Oh, it's a terrible tackle. I think it's dickled over Reed. Yeah. Right to the ankle. He's in agony there, Willock. Bad tackle. I don't think he's been booked either. I think it was Bobby Dickett over Reed with the tackle. Asking for a possible handball from the previous corner also in the box. The ball did hit Daniel James in the hand, but his hand was by his side, not in a natural position. A few inches outwards, it would have been. But yeah, I wonder if the referee has actually taken. Is it Dickett over Reed? No, it's Barber, actually. It's a terrible tackle. Terrible tackle on Joe Willock. He should be getting a yellow card for that, ref, at the very least. Possible red? Did he get booked for it? Doesn't look like it. Flying for the air like Bruce Lee. It was a terrible, terrible challenge. For just over 4 minutes on the clock. Willock's going to carry on. He's going to come off the pitch for a minute. It's a free kick to Newcastle. Trippier takes over the top. High line from Fulham. This could be good for Newcastle. Can we get the outside end of this? Shot from Little. Oh, good save. Could be. Oh, how'd you miss that? How on earth did you miss that? Oh, shot came in. It was parried by Leno. It's a good save, but straight out to Callum Wilson. And he's kind of scuffed it wide. I don't know if the keeper's got a hand on it or he's offside or what. The free kick was fantastic. Lots of pulling the great shot from Longstaff. No, he's just, it's hit the post, in fact. The shot from Longstaff was fantastic. It really was. I'm having a bit of a issue here at the minute, but we should be okay in a second. This is always the case, isn't it? Oh, dear me. We'll be okay. We'll find it in a second. I know where to find it here. Forgive me, folks. There's a bit of bufferage going on. My internet hasn't been good today, I've got to say. But we should be okay in a second. Let's just find this now. Give me 2 seconds, folks. Internet's really been poor today. It's broke down on 2 or 3 occasions, but part of the course for this carry on. But it was positive, for the bit we had, and Callum Wilson should have definitely scored. Again, apologies here. Trying to find a half decent stream, but my internet is really poor today. Happens every week. It happens every week. I know that isn't working. Internet's just died. It just died. Still 500 watching, which is fantastic, but I can't give you a bloody game. Yeah, I don't want that. Well, that certainly isn't it. The one good thing is at least I've got internet now, by the look of it. Yeah, internet's totally gone scrappy. I'm sorry about this. Nothing you can do about it. Yeah, I can't say. Oh, sorry about this, folks. There's just nothing happening at all here. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do. Nothing's working at all, which is it's a great shame for you guys. It's embarrassing for me. Let's try this one more time, and if it don't work, we'll just call the stream off. Yeah. Nothing I can do to help you guys. I'm sorry about this. I've got real dodgy internet today. It's just so bad. And if I can't get any pictures up, there's no point in us really being here, is there? You know what I mean? Just can't get. I can't get anything close to what I want. You know, nothing's turning on. So I've got something. And I've missed 15 minutes of the game. We're 13 minutes actually. I'm 13 minutes and 50. We're winning 1-0, and there's been a red card. So I don't know what's happened. It's a Wilson goal anyway. 11 minutes. So we've missed the goal. Fucking unreal. Anyway, Newcastle have the ball. Fulham are down to 10 men. Newcastle lead by a goal to 0 with the Callum Wilson goal, which I haven't seen yet. And we're through again here, although Leno's come out to intercept. Fulham have it on the left-hand side. Robbed there by, looks like Miggy, pressurising. Might have been Longstaff as well. But Fulham playing it along the back four. I'll try and get some news on this. Obviously, you've seen it or haven't seen it. Newcastle on the attack now with Jacob Murphy. Was it Jacob Murphy? No, it's Willock actually. Slipped over. Fulham now have the ball. Ball down the line, intercepted there by Dan Burn. So it's been a positive start, although we haven't seen it. We've got a super chat from Jimmy Jones, a West Ham fan, £4.49. Afternoon Toon. The ball is back with Leno to toss in. Now he's played it down to Kevin and Barbie on the right back position. Inside it goes to Harrison Reed. He's pressurised and loses out, but a bad ball there from Jacob Murphy to Willock. Ball went straight out of play. Overhit pass by Murphy. And Fulham have a throw in the right back area. I do apologise for the break in play, folks, but we're back on the manor now. Having said that, we have missed the goal and a sending off. At the minute, it's with Dan James down the left-hand side, right-hand side of Fulham, being marked up by Dan Burn. Cross comes in, that's straight into Nick Pope's hands. He catches it simply and bowls it out to Kieran Trippier on the right back position, advancing rapidly towards the halfway line for Newcastle United. Got a square ball inside, he plays it. In fact, he played it to Bruno Guimaraes in the centre circle. Bruno squirts it, chips it. Yeah, beautiful ball to Jacob Murphy. Chest it down. Murphy going up against Kevin and Barbie. He's in the area now. Murphy going on the left-hand side, gets a corner. Very weak, though, from Murphy, to be honest. But he has got a left foot, and at least he went for the byline and tried to cross it in, and Newcastle get a corner out of it. I'm going to check and see who's been sent off and what's happened, but at the minute, I haven't got a clue. Chalobah sent off for Fulham, so that's interesting, isn't it? You've probably all seen it. I didn't. Brighton lead at Liverpool, by the way, and Crystal Palace are beating Chelsea at the moment. But yeah, it's from a free kick, the Wilson goal. There's a corner from Wilson, from Trippier, headed away by tossing. Will be picked up by Bruno, and back it goes to Trippier again. He's going to in-swing this one in. It's a good cross. He's looking for the far post, going all the way across there. Ball in, it's an overhit pass. We can keep it in. He just keep it in and gets a corner. Well played, Willock. Yeah, it was a volley from Wilson from close range from a great cross from Trippier. So an assist for Trippier for all those fantasy footballers. What did Chalobah get sent off for, I wonder? Nathaniel Chalobah was sent off for a terrible tackle on Sean Longstaff. Right, outswinger this time. Again, the big men are in there. Dan Burn standing on Bernd Leno in the 6-yard box for Newcastle United. Trippier, it's very small ground, Fulham. It's, there's not a lot of running room to cross it in. But anyway, the ball comes in now. It's an outswinger looking for head of Burn. Well cleared, though, by the Fulham defence. Now it's with Bruno. Bruno squares it for Longstaff. Longstaff should go back to Trippier and does. Trippier can now wind it in. Here it comes in, right-footed off the knee of Mitrovic. And away it's cleared then by the left back, whoever he may be. Forgotten already. It was actually Dan James over than far side. So I didn't need to know the left back's name, did I? Anyway, now it's with all the way back with Fabian Schär in the centre circle. Square to Dan Burn. Dan Burn approaches the touchline and gives it to Jacob Murphy. He'll come back to Dan Burn. Dunburn in the shadows here at Craven Cottage. Now it's Bruno. Lovely little pass square to Fabian Schär. Oh, dear me. Bit of a... Yeah, I've had a bit of a go back in time bit here. So the internet isn't playing ball today at all, unfortunately. I've got 17 and 26 on the clock at the minute. This is probably going to wind forward in a minute, though. So if you're kind of with me at the moment, I don't blame you if you're not, but if you are, we'll be back up to speed where we were a second ago now, because it's Buffett. I hope he doesn't do it again. We're back to where Dan Burn had it. And then that lovely... it's died again. Yeah, it keeps buffing back, so this is no good. Or is it? Oh, yeah, we're back in play again. 18 minutes on the clock. Good. The internet isn't great, I've got to say. Silva looking very pensive on the sideline, checking a glug of water, but he's not happy with, obviously, how it's going. Pull them down to 10 men and a goal behind. Newcastle can really press home the advantage here. It's a free kick to Fulham for the offside. It's in the left-back area. I think it's Tim Ream taking it. He's going to leave it, in fact, for Leno. And could be a long clearance down the pitch. Obviously, headed looking ahead of Alex Mitrovic. In fact, it's a bit of a decoy down its side, and well rep by Fabian Schär. Off the Fulham player for throwing to Newcastle, halfway in our half. Trippier takes it quickly to Bruno. Bruno back and then to Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär plays it to Sven Botman. And Sven Botman advances up towards the centre circle. Plenty of time for him to play with here because there's no pressure at all. Plays it wide here for Jacob Murphy. He cuts inside. And then it goes back to Botman. Now Bruno. And now it's with Murphy, who's moved across a bit. But Trippier has it now. And the ball out wide for Miggy. Miggy's going to cut back, obviously. He always does. Back to Trippier. Trippier could get across him, but he's played the ball in the back for Willock. He's made a nice run in behind the defence. Touch ain't great, but across first time from Trippier. Taken down brilliantly by Longstaff. Could be a shot here. Deflected. Where's this going to end up? Wilton did fantastic to get the ball with lots of 6 and 7s. Finally, a flag goes up for offside. Lots of havoc in the back four there for Fulham. But in the end, a flag went up for offside. Miggy and Willock, sort of a fantastic running behind the defence. Great, well found also for Trippier. Back to Trippier it came. The cross came in. I think Longstaff did well to control it. The shot here was one that was deflected. Wilson had come from an offside position to get challenged for the ball, and that's why it's a free kick to Fulham, which has been taken by the keeper. And they're going to go long again. And this time they are looking for Mitrovic, and he gets it too. But Newcastle win the second ball. Bruno's pushed over there, and we get a free kick. Halfway in our half. Foul there by Andres Pereira. Moans about it. Obviously, he must have played for Manchester United at one time. But there we go. It's a free kick to Newcastle. Sporadic attacking from Fulham, but they are down a man. Dan Burn has it at the moment in the left back position. He cuts inside, goes all the way across the pitch to Kieran Trippier, who's got plenty of space to move into. He plays out for Miggy. Miggy's ball's terrible and it's cut out. And Fulham can break. With Pereira, I know it's well won there, but well won. Decadeva Reid, that's a foul by Reid all day long. Howson Reid in the back of Callum Wilson. Howson Reid's a kind of tigerish little player, but he's going to have to keep his discipline now with 10 men already. And that was a ridiculous foul, really. No chance of winning the ball and brought Callum Wilson down. 21 and 5 on the clock, people. We've finally got action again. Just hope my internet lasts out. Just hope it lasts out. But there's 440 with you with me, which is fantastic. Free kick, and this free kick is, I'm going to say 18 yards, maybe 35 yards out. But it's not in a shooting position. It's kind of right central. Murphy's over it. Trippier's also always over it, of course. I mean, if it was to be a shot, it would be for Murphy, but Murphy crosses it in way too close to Leno. Pretty poor from Jacob Murphy. straight into the arms of the keeper. He's kicked it long as far as he can go. There is a run here, but it's well covered there from Kieran Trippier, who came all the way across from right back to the left back area and won the ball in the air to nod it out for throw into Fulham. Halfway in our half. Kevin Mbabu takes it, goes back to Tosin. And he's looking for a ball. That's a nice ball, actually, from Tosin. And Pope's got to come and get that, and does. Just about gets there in time. But there was a flag for offside anyway. Should have played the advantage there, ref, really. Dan James was offside on that far side. The man of his pace shouldn't ever be offside, really, but he was. And Newcastle played the free kick to Bruno and now Fabian Schär and Sven Botman. Apparently well in control here, Newcastle United, against 10 men and with a 1-goal lead. Longstaff's played it out to Trippier. Inside for Bruno, who's come available short. He just delays it, comes back inside, plays it for Sven Botman in the centre circle. Down the bottom for Dan Burn. And now to Jacob Murphy. Nice little ball inside that. It wasn't just nice, well-weighted pass. And great ball from... that's a great tackle from Mbabu. Recovery, though. To slide in on Jacob Murphy. Oh, what an awful, horrendous throw-in. That really was. But managed to keep it in somehow. Looked out to me. Trippier has it, and now it's for Miggy on the far side. In the sunlight on the far side. It's inside now for Bruno. Great. Oh, that's a great ball. Over the top, looking for Newcastle. Oh, all you need was a shot. It was in. But must have gone out of play. But again, good play from Bruno. The passing of Bruno today has been superb, I've got to say. Lovely little ball in the back of the defence, behind the defence there for Mickey to run onto. But there was an offside in the middle of the park again, in the middle of the penalty area. Still 1-0, 23 minutes and 47 on the clock. Really should set a banner up, shouldn't I? I will do. I'll set a banner up. Let's set one up, shall we? Oh, I need to be on caps. At the moment, it's with Longstaff, Bruno, and now Schär. Good ball out the far side for Trippier. And then back inside then for Longstaff. Now Bruno, very advanced. Further up the pitch than what usually is. Now Longstaff also. He's quite advanced also with against the 10 men. Now down the bottom here for Jacob Murphy. Have a go at him, Jacob. Have a go at him. Cuts inside Jacob and comes back. And then gets the ball again. And then plays it out for Almiron. Both the wingers on this side of the pitch now. Willock, charged down. Dan Burn has it. And now it's with Botman and Schär. Heavy plays in the Fulham half. Fabian Schär lazily gives the ball away and could be in trouble here. Dan James has got his motoring boots on, as always. 3 against 4. Should be men getting back now, and the ball has gone behind the Fulham player. Will he keep it in? Just about. But he's lost out to... Oh, good slide in there. Just won the ball back. Little turn from Fulham. Under on this right-hand side for them. Ball inside will be cut out. Now it's Bruno Guimaraes. Square it goes to Longstaff and back to Nick Pope. Trippier's available if he wants to use him, but he goes for Botman instead. And Botman comes down for Burn. Bit of pressure from the Fulham players, but we play through it nicely. And Jacob Murphy now has it just short of the halfway line. Comes inside and plays a square ball. Sean Longstaff and now wide to Miguel Almiron on that far right. It's out. It's actually Kieran Trippier. Most advanced. What a great little ball that is. Oh, just over it. And before Miggy could get there, Burn Leno came out and claimed it. Right, what have we got here? Oh, I've got to put caps on. Last 10 minutes, Newcastle United had 79% possession against Fulham's 21. And it's 1-0 to Newcastle 2. And there's a bit of ball floated out. Jacob Murphy's got lots of space. Have some confidence in yourself. It goes on the outside to Joe Willock, who's made a great run. Cuts inside. Wilson! Oh, he's just curved it just an inch wide. Oh, what a fantastic effort. Corner of the 6-yard box. Turned on a sixpence, curved it, looking for that top corner. and it's just missed by there's no offside there either. Just missed by literally a millimetre. Fantastic play. Murphy laid in Willock. Great run from Willock again. The ball to the near post to Wilson. Similar to the place where he was against Forest. This time he controlled it. Just trying to chip it in that top right corner. God, let's see how close this is. Oh, it's literally millimetres from the angle of the goal and the crossbar. What a fantastic effort. That could have been 2-0 for Newcastle. Wilson looks very sharp. 27 on the clock, still 1-0 to Newcastle. Nathaniel Taloba sent off for Fulham for a bad foul on Sean Longstaff. Unfortunately, we didn't see that because we were out of internet at the time and the stream went down and everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Anyhow, Fulham have it in an advanced position. And back it came to, coming all the way back to tossing. Now it's with Kevin and Babu, all the way back to Leno. This is from a throw-in next to our corner flag, such as the pressure Newcastle are putting on. Oh, they don't want to lose the ball there, Fulham. Scuffed pass has gone out for throw-in. Horrendous from Fulham, really bad. Harrison Reed with this real terrible pass. Newcastle have it now with Bruno, who's controlling the game in the middle of the park today. Wide here it comes for Dan Burn. He's the most advanced on this left-hand side. He comes back inside for Botman. Now Guimaraes again, and then out to Kieran Trippier. And now it's with Almiron who's going to cut inside. He always does, will he? Yep, in fact, he comes back to Trippier. Little ball in. So that's a great ball. Oh, it's cut out, but somehow Miggy managed to win it, but Fulham defended it in the end. But the ball came straight back. Mitrovic couldn't hold it up. Mitrovic's in one of those moves today where he looks very disinterested. Jacob Murphy, Joe Willock now has it. Back he comes to Dan Burn. Then inside to Bruno Guimaraes. Almost 100% possession here for Newcastle. Floated pass over Miggy. Miggy, very lazy there. Very lazy. It's actually Kieran Trippier, in fact. Took his eye off the ball and let it go out for throwing. Poor play from the England right back there. 29 minutes almost on the clock. Eddie Howe is what he's seen so far. Obviously, at half time, I'll be able to have a look at what Chalobah did and what the goal was like because I've not seen it yet. But at the minute, it's a throw into Fulham that their left back will take, I should say. And I don't know who that is, so we'll have to have a look, see who it is. But need to see lineups. That's what I need to see. Kurzawa is obviously at left back. Forgot that. Anyhow, Newcastle on the attack again. It's Trippier. And back it comes then to Bruno, who's always available. It's playing a bit of triangle football on the far side. It's Bruno again. He's got a bit of space now. He's coming all the way across here. Interesting. Poor pass from Bruno. Don't often see that. Yeah, Kurzawa's the left back. Yeah, former Paris Saint-Germain player. Almost 500 here in the stream, guys. If you do like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up. Looks like we're finally cooking on gas. There's half an hour gone in the game. Newcastle United lead by a goal to nil. A Callum Wilson goal, which I haven't seen yet. And also Fulham do have a man sent off. Nathaniel Taloba sent off for a bad tackle on Sean Longstaff in the 8th minute. But it's been virtually one-way traffic ever since. And once again, there's a heading battle going on in the middle of the park between the Fulham players. Newcastle went out. A touch from Bruno there was magic, but he didn't get away with it. Longstaff takes it down, and the ball's back in the feet of Nick Pope. Takes a touch and plays it wide here for Dan Burn. Dan Burn coming inside. Could lose out there. Strong enough to win the ball, but don't take the piss there, Dan. It's not the place to do it. But him and Sven Botman have managed to manoeuvre a bit of space, and Sven Botman's hit a ball width to width all the way to Kieran Trippier. In the sunlight, though, it's hard to control that. I think that's why Trippier's having trouble, because that's the only part of the pitch that's in direct sunlight. Newcastle on the attack now. Longstaff now plays it wide. Trippier, and then back inside again for Longstaff. Back to Fabian Schär, and now to Trippier, now to Almiron. down the it's Almiron in the box now. Going to get a crossing. It's cut out well by Tossing, and it's going to be a throw into Newcastle, level with the penalty area on our right-hand side. Bruno Guimaraes receives the throw in and plays it here for Sven Botman. Botman down the bottom for Murphy. It's Willock actually on his near side. Willock looking to take on the play. He's got gone back to Bruno, square to Sean Longstaff, and then square again to Trippier, and then forward down the line to Miggy. Miggy comes back. He's going to go to Trippier again, I think. No, he comes back to Sean Longstaff. Went for the 1-2. He's in here, Miggy. Miggy volleys. Oh, what a goal for Miguel Almiron! It's the most sensational volley, and I see him understated and underreacting because I didn't expect him to do this. It's a phenomenal finish from Miggy. 2-0 to Newcastle. Miguel Almiron with a left foot volley from a little chip pass, a little 1-2. Leno didn't have a chance. The smile of Miggy's back on his face is as wide as a watermelon. It's a fantastic smile. He's loving life. The fantastic goal. This is another one that's going to go in the goal of the month competition, folks. Why am I so kind of not excited? But yeah, it's a left foot volley. It's terrible defending. There's no offside, I don't think. They're looking an offside. But he's not offside. He's broke the offside trap perfectly. Kusawa's let him go. And it's kind of volley that's lobbed. It's lobbed Leno. It's a cultured finesse finish on FIFA, if you like. Top corner from inside the box from the right hand. Say it's about 10 yards out. But it's a fantastic finish. 2-0 Newcastle. An absolute superb goal from Miguel Almiron. Great build-up, great finish. And Newcastle have a 2-goal lead now. Sensational. Remarkable, as David Coleman used to say. Craven Cottage is alive with the sound of Newcastle United fans singing their hearts out for the lads. Tremendous. Fulham have a free kick just in our half, which Kevin and Babu has left for Andreas Pereira. He's going to look for the head of Mitrovic or Ream or someone approaching it. Nick Pope comes out, claims it, and Newcastle can take the time. Now we've got a 2-goal lead. Mitrovic is down on the floor, by the way, injured, and the ref has stopped play. Mitrovic is down. I don't think he's interested today. Alexander Mitrovic. Kieran Trippier's consoling him. Might be the injury he had the other day. We saw a picture of him the other day, and it's actually his ankle. He's feeling his ankle. He's getting to his feet gingerly. But it's hard to say if Mitro is going to carry on. Time to change the banner. Time to change the banner. I usually forget to do this, so let's have a bit of editory. And let's get it proper. It's a fantastic goal. Wilson's ain't so good. It's more of a scramble, but that is it's a terrific finish. It's right on the side of the net as well. He's lobbed the keeper with a volley. It's a real finesse shot. Mitrovic is back to his feet, walking very gingerly. Whether he carries on or not is another kettle of fish, but he's walking towards the sideline, which they have to do these days. That's the protocol. In fact, he's coming off. Mitro's coming off. The subs warmed up to come on. So the gamble of playing Alexander Mitrovic hasn't worked for Fulham today. And he's coming off. Yeah. Been dynamic this season for Fulham. Today he's not had a kick, really. He's not had a sniff. And he's coming off to be replaced by... You better tell us who it is, because I haven't got a clue. It's Vinicius. Vinicius. And not the Real Madrid one. Thank God. 2-0 to Newcastle. Drop ball that the referee's going to take. And Newcastle have the ball at the right-back area with Captain Kieran. Now it's Sven Botman. He's floated the ball looking for Murphy. It's a beautiful ball. Well chested down for Murphy too. Take him on! Take him on! Don't come on. Why is he kicking it with his right foot for? He's fucking left foot, ain't he? Hey, he has beat him. He's beat him. Well done, Murphy. He's in the box. Well played, Murphy. Shit ending now. Real shit ending. Wants to kick it with his right foot all the time. Yeah. Inverted wing. See, yeah, inverted wingers. He's got no left foot. But yeah, he did well to beat the player, but once he got into the box, he was really inconclusive and ended up just scooping it into the arms of Bernd Leno. Ball over the top, looking for Vinicius with a goal kick, defended by Botman. It's terrible clearance by Byrne, but Cher cleans it up. The ball comes back in. Cher again with a great header. Fulham are pressing here. I think it's Dan James on that far side against Kieran Trippier, doubled up with Sean Longstaff. You know, they're helping out. They're streaming on two there. Fulham get a throw in off the foot of Sean Longstaff. Good defensive play from the Geordie lad. And Fulham have a throw in 10 yards from the corner flag on their left-hand side, which Kasawa is about to take. Kasawa looks very much like Jamal Lascelles, I've got to say. Very, very like him. Little turn there from Harrison Reed. Lost the ball. Oh, Wilson was fouled, but Trippier did brilliantly carry on the run. 4 against 3 here for Newcastle. 5 against 3, Newcastle. Murphy has it. Wrong bloke to have it, really. Murphy's gone for goal, shoots it wide. 5 against 3, what a waste. Absolute waste. And I've got off screen. I believe this. Sorry about this, folks. I've got no pictures. For some reason, my camera's gone off. But we'll get it back in a second. Very strange set of affairs there. Yeah, for some reason my camera isn't working, but whether I'm working on screen or not, I don't know. This is very odd. And Newcastle have the ball anyway, with 2-0 up, 40 minutes on the clock. Just going to go out and come back in, guys. Strange. Very strange. Newcastle have the ball. You can't see me. It's a blank screen. But I'm still here with you. I hope you can hear me. Let's have a look, see if it's working. You can see me good. I can't see myself on the screen, but it's not a problem. Yeah, on my screen, there's nothing here at all. But as long as you can see me, it's good. Newcastle are pressing again on that far right-hand side. It's with Miguel Almiron. Back it goes now. Bruno has it now. Centre. Joe Willox picks it up in the middle of the park. Now Kieran Trippier. Wide now. Could a ball come across? It's with Miguel Almiron. He's cut back onto his left foot. Little skip there. Back to Bruno. Trippier's got some space now. Trippier cuts inside. Plays it in. Willox in the area. Can he get a shot in? Square. Shot from coming in. Blocked by the Fulham defence well. Well in from Botman to win the ball back. And now it's with Dan Burn. Floated ball on the far side. Then looking for Kieran Trippier. He's got lots of space to win into. Ball on the line with the ball there. But in fact, Newcastle come back. Far side. We'll come back to Trippier, I think. Here it is. Trippier. Now to Miggy again. Trying to create a bit of space against the 10 men. Now Bruno has a little bit of space. And he's Dunburn, the header back to Murphy and back to Dunburn. Lots of possession from Newcastle. Firstly, constant possession, constant pressure. As Fabian Scher's approaching, goes wide. I've got a bit of a break in the play again. (41-21) 28 on the clock. Again, Newcastle still trying to get a little bit of breathing space to get the ball here into some space. Feels like we've been here before. We have. This is a rerun. We've doubled back a little bit, so hopefully we can catch up and carry on in a minute. Yeah, I got to here before. Scher, then out wide it goes to Miggy. Miggy's ball was terrible, but we still get the ball back. Bruno, little floaty ball, lots of room with Trippier on the far side. Picks a man out. Oh, should have done better than that. Should have been a goal there. Spore was squared across, but the shot was scuffed a little bit. But Leno did well to keep it out. But it's constant Newcastle United pressure. If I can equate it to another game, remember the Brentford game last season? It's very like that. Very like that. Dunburn and the right, left back to Bruno, pressurised, but he did well to get away from it. Now Sean Longstaff, Scher, wide out the far side, Trippier. It's Almiron cuts inside. Almiron goes to the near post. Great save, Leno. Great effort from Almiron on target. Miggy's on fire. Not Mitro, Miggy. Yep, on fire. Great effort. Trying to beat Leno at the near post. Didn't work. Corner's already come in. Header is there. Oh, it's in the post. Must be put away. It is 3-0. 3-0. Newcastle United. Sean Longstaff. It was a fantastic header at this far post here. I don't know who it was that did it. I think it might have been Sven Botman. But it was an absolute belting header. Back across the goalkeeper. Hit the post. And Sean Longstaff tucked away the rebound off the post. It's Fulham 0, Newcastle 3. What a fantastic first half for Eddie Howe. Questioning his selection decisions now, everyone? Yeah, we all did. But as I said at the time, proof's in the pudding. 3-0 Newcastle. Aided and abetted by Fulham, obviously. But this header, was Sven Botman. Deserved the goal. I think Leno got a tip on it, pushed it onto the post. But it wasn't worth his while, really. Great stretch to get there. Just get a finger on it, pose it onto the post. But Sean Longstaff's following in. Cool finish under the goalkeeper. Fulham 0, Newcastle 3. It's a fantastic day down in London for the Geordies. Love this comment, by the way. Love this comment. There's a comment here from James. Paul must be terrified. I think he's safe. I think he's safe. I don't think we'll score 4. I think we'll score more, I'll be honest. Danny's here. I feel like because I'm not watching the video, it's gone. Tony's going to pinch himself. Hi, Danny, by the way. Lewis says we've been brilliant. Kusawa's going off injured, but look at these. Fulham are definitely they're in kind of one of these moods where they're just kind of have packed up for the day. I was critical of it, but remember they are down to that. We have been aided and abetted. We're right. The proof isn't in the pudding. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. You're quite right, Tom. And just for you, Angelica, they're back on again. It looks like Kuzawa's coming off. They're defeated Fulham. Well and truly defeated. 10 men, 3 down. And Newcastle with 45 minutes up, by the way. I don't know how much injury time we've got. We'll have a bit because Micho went off. But Miggy won that ball without having a right to win it. And now Miggy's approaching the area. He's taking his player on. He's gone with his right foot and deflected into the goalkeeper's arms. 3 minutes of stoppage time to be played. Very lucky there, Fulham. Could have been 4. And another Fulham player's injured. Or is it still? Is it still him? I think he's going off. Surely he can wait till half time. Now he's going to come off. Now they're bringing on a substitute for Kusawa. Louis Boamorte is one of their coaches, by the way. Yeah, interesting. He liked a goal against Newcastle, didn't he? Boamorte. Yeah. I think Cazal wants to come off an embarrassment. He's been absolutely torn to pieces by Miggy down that right-hand side. Trippier and Miggy have absolutely torn a new one. They're bringing on Diop to replace him. Former West Ham centre-half, of course. Geordie Toon for Life's definitely rubbing it in. He's where are all the negative fans now after their comments about the lineup? They trust in how, like I said, absolutely. Well, I said it too. He wasn't the only one. So because I was going off, he kind of make it till half time, but he's gone off. I think he's gone off with a twisty and everything because he's been twisted into the ground like a corkscrew, you know. And Tom Kearney's also coming on. Tom Kearney's another one likes a goal against us, isn't he? Rafa was after him for many, many, many windows. Never happened. But Tom Kearney looks like he's coming on to kind of bring some. It looks like Dan James is going off for him because he's been absolutely dog shit as he always is. Make no bones about it. Yeah, Tom Kearney, is he coming on for Dan James? No, he's not. It's Mbabu, I think, has come off for him. So they're clearly going three at the back. Fulham made 3 subs in the first half. Yeah, they're going 3 at the back, and I don't know how they're going to play this, but Tom Kearney doesn't like a lot of pressure on him. He likes a lot of space and time on the ball. He's a nice ball player. And Newcastle give the ball back. We've played, I don't know, 47, nearly 48 minutes, but we've had about a minute and a half stoppage there. So I've got to say there's about 2 minutes to play still. Callum Wilson's standing in front of Leno, putting him off, and referee did nothing about it. Big header there from Fabian Schär. Callum Wilson picks it up. He's not offside, is he? Oh, yes, he is, because it was a header from... yeah, offside. StreamYard ain't working, and so I usually I can see me on the screen, but at the moment it's all blanked out. Anyway, Fulham are on the attack sporadically at the end of the first half on his right hand side with Dan James. He's playing as a wing back now. The look of it. Jacob Murphy nudges him. Whoa, hang on, Linesman. That's not a foul. Absolute bollocks. It's certainly in a corner. If he's given that as a foul, you know, the referees are supposed to be lenient this year, right? You know, little kind of a bit of physical conversation. A little bit of a nudge, but it's not a foul. Wow, Christ almighty. And if it is, then they've suddenly changed the diktat on what the thing is, and the stream's gone off. It's unreal. The stream's actually gone off. Hopefully it's half time without a goal because there's been that much injury time. Ah, yes, change the banner, you're right. You're right, that's change the banner. Because that much injury time, they decided to just cut off the stream. So it is half time. Everyone can see me fine. I just can't see myself. I don't know if I can leave the stream and come back in. Don't know if that'll work or not. I guess I can try it. Right, back on then. It's half time. Newcastle United leading 3-0. It's been a fantastic first half. Really has been a fantastic first half. It started with a sending off, isn't it? It's Nathaniel Chalobah was sent off for a bad tackle on Sean Longstaff. And actually, before that, Kevin Mbabu could have seen red for a terrible tackle on Joe Willock. But VAR decided to do nothing about that. I don't know how the sending off happened because at that time, everything had gone down internet wise in my house and stream wise. But anyway, I'm going to see it now, so I can tell you what happened. You've all obviously seen it before. Francisco has kindly donated $5. Morning, Billy Chat and mods from Rainy Puerto Rico. Amazing performance by the boys. Super mega goal. Keep in mind, we're getting close to Paul's moon. Indeed, we are. We are. So it was a great save. Callum Wilson, this was just before my internet went off. Callum Wilson hit the, is it a post? Yes, it did. It hit the post. So it's 3-0. But anyway, is this a sending off? It must be. Oh, dear me. That's terrible. That's a terrible tackle. He played the advantage too. Could have broke his fucking leg there. Oh, dear me. Dear me. Over the top of the ball, straight onto Longstaff's shin. Stood showing. Only one action to that. It's a red card. So Mike Dean saw that and decided to send the ref to the thing, to the TV screen at the side of the pitch. Darren England went over and had a look and said, "Get off the pitch, you fucking savage, you animal. Disgusting. Disgusting tackle. We don't want that in the game." Having said that, I don't think he meant it. I don't think any animosity in it, but it was a bad tackle. Here's the first goal that I haven't seen yet either. Trippier's cross. Willock's header was going to go in, but Wilson tapped it in anyway. They were all looking for offside, but it wouldn't look like it was offside. Obviously not. They'd disallowed it. Callum Wilson salutes the crowd. And that was the first goal of the game. 1-0 to Newcastle United. Superb. Great cross from Trippier. Great header from Willock. Was going in, but just to make sure, Callum chopped it in from an inch out. Even I'd have scored that. If it's an inch out. And then the second goal was... whose was the second goal? I've forgotten already. Oh, it was a great volley from Miggy, wasn't it? Yeah. That's a great goal, that is. It's a great goal. Very similar to the Di Canio one years ago, but more finesse than volley. Do you remember the Di Canio goal for West Ham? Might be against Charlton. Can't remember who it was against. You know, it was similar to that, but it was in the top corner. But it was more finesse. It was in the area. He massaged it on the volley over the top of Leno. It's genuine world class. Genuine world class. And the last goal was Longstaff's from a great header of Botman, which Leno did fantastically well to get a finger to it and push it just edge it onto a post. But unfortunately for him, it came straight out to Sean Longstaff, who tapped it into an empty net. 3-0 Newcastle. Let's take some comments. Robert says, have we got any humble pie? No, because I've kind of said until the game's over with, you can't say how bad the selection is, Robert. But if you want to go back and have a look, you can. So yeah, I was not happy with it. I don't think anyone was happy with it. But there you go. Bandor's here too. What do you think about Murphy? Geordie Great says, the Toon, most passionate fans and people, indeed. Jason says, Ward take Murphy off has been super duper. I won't go that far, Jason. He's been adequate. He's took his player on, but he's not been a lot of end product, but he's done better than what we expected him to. He's probably more one-footed than Miggy is, to be honest. Ian says, if it ends 4-1, I'm not sure what is worse, the fact they scored or Paul's arse. Lender says, this home away, we're at Craven Cottage, mate. It's at Craven Cottage. Rich says, so as I say then, Eddie's a genius, as we always said. Yeah, it's at Craven Cottage. Alex is in the house. Miggy with the goal is on track for 9 goals if he keeps up. Arguably, we know he can do even more if he finds his right foot. Absolutely. And that goal was just sublime. So I think that's the word I'll describe it with, sublime. It was a finesse volley in FIFA. Just amazing. It's another one for the goal of the month competition. Absolutely. The skill to do that and the actual courage to take it on, because it's a hard shot to take on, but yet he did it, and not only did he do it, he carried it off to a 10 out of 10 perfection finish. Superb goal, and he's playing really well. That right-hand side, we're causing Fulham all sorts of problems. I don't think because I was injured, I think he's gone off in embarrassment. I really do. I really do. Hot Mustard, are we playing that well just because it's 10 men? Or I'm not complaining, but hard to assess. Yeah, it's similar to the Brentford game last season where they had a player sent off early, didn't they? And Boomer got sent off early, and we took control from then. But to be honest, even before we should have scored before the red card happened. Callum should have scored before then. So it's it's definitely helping us, but I wouldn't say it was because of that. Alex is answering the question. Murphy's done better, but being selfish and should have passed the players in better positions on a number of occasions. I tend to agree with that. Rachel's hoping Francisco as well. Of course you are, Rachel. Of course you are. Mickey definitely goal of the month, says Billy. Well, so far, it'd be hard pushed to beat it today. It is the first, isn't it? That Miggy goal was better than the one he got goal of the month. I agree, Tony. It was phenomenal finish. Phenomenal finish. Really phenomenal. Mitro definitely bottled it. He's thought, feck that. I agree with you, Bruno. I agree. Absolutely, I do. Yeah. I think because I was in the same boat. Hot mustard. They haven't played well, but we have been dominant. We've been awesome. And I'd like to see the possession stats of that first half because it seems. I mean, you don't see it often, but I'm going to say we've got 80% possession, maybe more. We seem to have the ball virtually all of the time, and the vast majority of that has been in the final third also. So they're struggling. This could be we continue in the same vein, and remembering when people were saying we've got a great bench today, if we continue in this same game, we can really push our goal difference up. That's not kind of saying things that happen, but when you predict things and it goes tips up. I think we could really push our goal difference forward the way we're playing. We're so dominant. The Bandas says, I hope Eddie gives Lewis minutes. Yep, I think I do too, mate. Jock says, Eric's tax today have totally fooled everyone. Indeed. Botman's headed before the long stuff goal was in. It was, yeah. Just that little fingertip from Leno pushed onto the post. Otherwise, it was in, wasn't it? And Botman has to start every game, in my opinion. I agree. Big up the Geordie, says Alex. Rachel's always here to make people laugh solely. She is. And yes, Francisco's also enamoured by the looks of things. Great performance from the lads so far. More of the same in the second half, please. Exactly, Stu. We don't want to sit back on this, but let's push on. Let's get that goal difference into a really kind of a good place. Space by the bicycle. Yeah, similar to that one. Do you know what I mean? It's not a bicycle kick, is it? It was more of it was like a karate kick, wasn't it? But it was a fantastic goal, but it was similar to that. Seth loves show and burn, but Botman is under level European quality. It's absolutely, yeah. Worldly from Miggy, unbelievable assist from Bruno. Absolutely, Matthew. It was a fantastic goal. I agree. I think it's better than the Palace goal. I do, honestly. Certainly, finish-wise, it's an immense finish. Immense. Francisco, don't waste a chance, lad. Rachel is in. Oh, for Christ's sake. Bath. Miggy always plays well when Bruno plays. Julie, turn my back for 5 minutes, put the washing in, and it's 3. Jason says, got to give Eddie credit for selection and tactics. We were dominating before the red card. Could have had 5 or 6. You're right, Jason. We should have scored before the red card, really. Jack says, Sven Botman is best on earth. Norvik says, another goal of the month for Miggy. And Rachel, telling Solly to behave. You behave, Solly. Quite right as well, which he accepts. Mark says, cracking job, Billy Ladger, and natural comment. Thanks, mate. Mike Dean, ruling in favours. I must be dreaming, says Paul. Yeah. Didn't have much choice in the matter, really, did he? I don't think it was deliberate, any animosity in it. I think he was generally going for the ball. But sliding in with your studs up. Yeah, it's to me, it's a red card. Mike Dean agreed. Mike's in New Zealand watching with Fulham fans, of course. 2 Fulham fans I'm watching with, they were rather quiet, saying the white shirts of Fulham are to be used to surrender. The Toon having their own goal of the season competition this year, says Nathan. They are, aren't they? Yeah, we are. Absolutely. Been fantastic. It was also Miggy's right foot. No, I think it was his left error. Because remember, he's cutting him from that side, and he's gone with it's his left foot he's hit with. Pretty sure it's his left. Yeah, I'm sure it's his left. Good Toon review started to agree. Different team with him and others. Big threat on corners. You know what? It's amazing now. I can't see close up with my glasses on. Miggy needs to trust his right foot more. Fulham seemed to give up after the first goal. Yeah, it was his left foot, Mike. You're quite right. Miggy found his mojo, but Will Murphy. He's been better than Fraser in previous weeks. That's all I can say. And he has kind of beat his man a couple of times also. He's beaten Babu. It's just when he gets that final pass back, he's cocked up. He's shot when he shouldn't have 2 or 3 times. and he hasn't looked to pick a man out when he's got to the byline, which is my only criticism of him, which is quite big really for a winger. But much better than I was expecting, if I'm perfectly honest, and I think a lot of people will feel the same way. Francisco says, Viva Miguelito. No, Miggy scored with his left foot. I also thought it was a right at first, but no, slow showed it to be. Yeah, because it was definitely his left foot. I know it was, yeah. Jim Betts, heading up for Brentford next week. I've gone from feeling very nervous, absolutely hyped. Can't wait to get back in the cathedral. Be good for you. I'm happy with the third goal. We were patient. It was scored, though, through Toon build-up and playing through the back. We need to score more of this nature. Miggy won't hit them every week. You're right there, mate. We've got to be... what's the word for it? Clinical, I guess, is the word, isn't it? We've got to be more clinical. But today, we have been. And as I say, I think we can go on and score a lot of goals here. Where would we have lost put? Yeah, we're quite a way ahead. 640 in the chat, remember, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. If you're new to the channel, also, join us as a member. Subscribe, sorry. It's free to do so. Hit the subscribe button. And, of course, the other's an option of becoming a member of the Toon Review family by hitting the join button. Super chats are also available. A few of you have done today already. Thanks for that. But we appreciate any donations made. It's all gratefully accepted. Thanks very much. And Danny says 76.2 possession for that first half. Yeah. Yeah, Ches, remember, no spoilers of any kind. This includes goals, subs, corners, no all caps, and please keep comments respectful to maintain an enjoyable experience. We will be exciting timeouts. Indeed. The players are out for the second half. Taco says it's 77% possession. Silver's having a word with their referee for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what he's moaning about. What happened with Mitra? I think he's had a recurrence of his ankle. Alex says 76 for Sofa score. Oh, I didn't go to the toilets in half time. Wow, I hope there's not a lot of injury time here. Mark says we were like Man City. Mike says we've missed a couple too. We're about to start the second half, guys. Better put the specs back on. Lights on also, it's getting darker. And we've started. We've just started. Fulham have taken the kickoff. And already Newcastle on the attack. And ball over the top, looking for can Miggy keep this in? Of course he can. It's Wilson with a cross across, looking for Willock's run. And Murphy on the far post doesn't get there. And Barbie as well. Can Murphy pressurise him? Foul from Murphy. Free kick to Fulham. It's actually Willock with a foul on Dan James, who's now playing as a right wing back. You're not going to beat him for pace, I wouldn't have thought. But yeah, he's run across him there. James, very clever to get the free kick. And Willock's edged into the back of him. It's a free kick to Fulham in their right back area. Which Jay Leno? Not Jay Leno. Burnt Leno. Oh, dear me. Two famous Lenos in the world, and I've chosen the wrong one. Anyway, it's taken from Burnt Leno, straight in the head of Sven Botman, and now it's with Sean Longstaff. Newcastle are going to get a free kick here, are they? No, he's given Fulham one for some reason. Don't know why. About 35 yards out central. How's that free kick? He's run into him. Harrison Reed ran into Miggy and he's given a free kick. What an absolute plank. It's 40 yards out. 40 yards out from goal. Dead centre. Pereira's over it with his lovely streaked hair. Floats it in, looking for a Fulham head. Finds the head of Kieran Trippier. And away we come. With Miggy back heel to Trippier. And Newcastle can clear properly now. Little flick inside. Decadova Reed. And now Newcastle build from the back. Ball from Share to Botman. And finally over to Dan Burn in the left back position. Now Jacob Murphy. First touch. Back to Burn. Down the line again for Willock, who's got in the space behind. Very clever from Willock there to run there. Back it comes then to Bruno. Oh, just lovely possession football from Newcastle. Just keeping the ball. Fulham not pressurising too much. They've only got 10 men, of course. Fabian Schär has it in the centre half position, and he plays it to Kieran Trippier. Just short the halfway line, floated ball down the side, an offside. Miguel Almiron on the right flank, flagged immediately by the referee. Linesman must have been miles off, otherwise you shouldn't be flagging them. We're not going to see a level angle of that, obviously, but Fulham do have a free kick for the offside, which will be taken. They've gone to 3 at the back, haven't they? Have they? Yeah. Anyway, burned. Burns Leno, not Jay Leno, has come out to take this free kick. 47 and 46 on the clock, nearly 48 minutes if you're with me. Fulham 0, Newcastle United 3. As it says in the ban along there, Leno takes it, and it's been headed on by Vinicius. Fabian Schär clears it well. Long clearance. Reed gets head on it. They're going to lose this Fulham. They are indeed. But Sean Longstaff's touch goes for Fulham player, and Fulham can now build for midfield. Ball down the line, which Fabian Schär gets to. Back to Nick Pope, and Nick Pope clears it with his right foot. Now it's with Bruno, just short of the centre circle, plays a square ball to Dan Burn. He's got a lot of space to move into it, Dan Burn, and he doesn't use it. He just passes it straight out to Murphy. Murphy has James on him. Burns on the overlap. Murphy ignores him. He's offside now. They've gone onside again. Now it's with Willock. Inside for Bruno. Bruno's gone past one. Ball for Willock. It's a great ball. He's in. Willock here. Must score. And it's a great save from Leno. And he probably should have put it on Wilson's foot or head for a tap-in. Willock went for the curvy round the goalkeeper to the far corner. Leno did superbly to get a hand on it. He's played well, Leno, today. He saved them. That could have been 4-0, but it's a corner to Newcastle. Great build-up from Newcastle again. Trippier's going to take it. Looks like he's going to play it short. He does play it short. Miggy has it now. And back to Trippier. He's got a bit of angle to cross it in now. Back to Miggy. For the offside drop a treat. Miggy's going to have to cut back. Gives it Trippier behind him. Trippier curves it in. Oh, that's a... He scuffed that like a scuffed 3 would off the fairway. It just dribbled along the ground about 2 miles an hour. But we're going to see that Willock chance again. He should have put Wilson in. All he's got to do is he's trying to bend it round him cleverly, but the ball was to Wilson to tap into an empty net. Joe should have done better there, but he's played well today. Again, Willock, once again, been very dangerous. Nearly 50 minutes on the clock. Newcastle do have some strength on the bench today as well, folks. Of course, no Joe Linton's on the bench. Ellie Anderson's on the bench also. Fulham on the attack now with Vinicius, who's tackled there by Bruno. Carries on, looks for a ball over the top. He's overhit that by a country mile, and Nick Pope comes out and picks it up and bowls it out to the upside of the area to Dan Burn in the left-back position. Dan Burn comes inside for Joe Willock, who picks it up deep, turns, back to Dan Burn he goes, and then back again to Sven Botman. And a casual pass out here to Fabian Schär. Now Kieran Trippier looking for the ball across. It's a great ball. Murphy's in here. Murphy's in the penalty area. Took it first time. Well, I could see what he's trying to do. But he just needed to wait a second to let players get up with him. It wasn't a shot and it wasn't a cross. He was kind of between the devil and the deep blue sea. He was too far ahead of Wilson, too far ahead of Miggy, and too wide. It was a cross, really, but he did it a little bit too early. But a nice cross it would have been had he waited a second. But a fantastic pass to pick him out from Kieran Trippier in the first place. Anyway, Leno's played the goal kick out. Deep he goes, looking for the head. Won by Trippier in the air, climbing all over. It's actually Schär. I'm not sure he did climb over him, to be honest, but the refs give a free kick down in England. Fulham have a free kick. Foul on Vinicius. And Tom Kearney's going to take this free kick. It's not Tom Kearney, it's Andreas. I'd have Tom Kearney on the free kicks. He's a much better ball player than Pereira. You know, that's kind of Tom Kearney's forte, isn't it? And a curved free kick had nodded away there well by Longstaff, I think it was. But Fulham do pick it up with Dan James on that far side, and he's played. That's out of play. That's gone out of play. Could see from here. Linesman didn't see it, and Fulham can continue it. Harrison Reed has it. Floats the ball in, looking for Fulham head. Overhits it by 5 or 10 yards and out for Newcastle United goal kick. It was Tim Ream actually with the goal with a terrible pass. Fulham have been awful today. Absolutely awful. Newcastle played short to Fabian Schär, playing out from the back. Schär plays it inside. Very casual pass. Could have played Bruno in a bit of trouble there had he not been accurate, but he was accurate. And Bruno was able to give him the ball back. Now it's with Sven Botman. Square again to Fabian Schär, just 10 yards outside of our penalty box. Sean Longstaff takes the ball inside. Well played from Callum Wilson. Let the ball run onto him beautifully. Now it's with Longstaff, pressurised here by Harrison Reed. But Newcastle do maintain possession. And now it's with Kieran Trippier. Inside now to Bruno Grammatic. Oh, dear me, a foot left in there. That's a bad one, but ball comes in from Bruno. Over the top. Murphy on the volley! Straight to the arms of Leno. No power but in this shot, but there's a bad tackle there on Kieran Trippier. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. We're not going to see it. Excuse I. Yeah, he had no other option but to go for goal there with his left foot, but it was a weak shot. Fulham on the attack now. Decadeva Reed is Bruno, superb. Took the ball off the Fulham player with a modicum of ease. Willock gave the ball away though, and there's pressure on there trying to get the ball back. First half statistics: 15 attempts from Newcastle, 9 on target, no attempts from Fulham. Harrison Reed with another free kick. He's a twat. And he's getting a yellow card for being an absolute shit player, an absolute knob to boot. Bit of dissent, constant fouling. That's the second one he's done like that. Absolute arse. Like a poor man's Jack Colback. If you can picture that. Butch Dingle. Anyway, lovely ball inside. Not quite controlled there but it almost fell to Newcastle. In fact, Newcastle did win the ball back with the pressure. Now it's with Longstaff. Plays it out here for Willock. Now on the far side for Murphy. First time ball with his left foot. Goes out for a corner kick, I believe. Good defending really there and in the nick of time by Tosin. Corner's already been taken. Back to Murphy. Now Bruno on the edge of the area. He can have a go, is he? No, he curves one in looking for... again, Devil in Deep Blue Sea. It was a half shot, half cross. Kieran Trippier was nearest at the end of it, but it ended up going a yard wide. Bruno was kind of 6 and 2 threes there, not sure what to do. And in the end, he didn't either. The Toon army and fine fettle, fine voice. They're all happy. They're all singing. They've managed to beat the train strike and get to Fulham. Ant and Decker, well, certainly Deck's definitely there. I can see Declan Donnelly in the crowd there. Can't see Ant, but Deck's very happy, smiling, big beam in face. Newcastle have a throw-in with Kieran Trippier, which is taken. Long throw to Sven Botman, square to Dan Burn. Dan Burn can go out to Jacob Murphy. He's got a bit of space for him if he wants to play him. He does play him. He'll give it him back, I think he does. Short change in there a little bit. And Bruno did fantastically to anticipate that. Murphy cuts inside again. Reed nearly took it off him. That's how bad Murphy is. He got tackled by Reed. Now Willock goes for a cross. A great cross. Oh, Christ, I thought it was a great cross. Unfortunately, Callum Wilson isn't 9'6" tall, but it was in a great direction. Just slightly got under it. But Newcastle again pushing for the goal. And if we get a fourth, somebody's going to be twitching a bit. I think you know what I mean. Goal kicks taken by Bernd Leno. Longstaff gets a head onto it. Fulham do pick it up though. And I've got a little bit of buffery, but we should be okay. And then we are. And the ball is deep in the Fulham half. It's going to be a throw-in to them. It's already been taken. Back it goes to Bernd Leno. A bit of pressure from Willock here. Can he get there? No. Leno is well to clear it on Dan Burn's head. Little nod down for Murphy. Foot in from the Fulham player. Newcastle get the throw-in. And the ball goes straight back to Murphy. And Murphy can approach the penalty area here. Ball inside for Willock. That's a good ball too. Gets across. Far post. There's 4. Miggy other one at the far post. Artists could be on the show later if only Fulham can get a goal. 4 up. Second one for Miggy. It's child's play. We're giving him a proper cottaging. In fact, probably not. That's probably not the word I wanted to use there, but there we go. Good assist there, actually, from Joe Willock. Well set up. Miggy Almonds at the far post to tap it into an empty net. And even more smiley faces. Fulham are absolutely awful. Jacob Murphy's involved here. Did he hold the line? Yes, he did. Willock was onside. Great ball across. Almiron couldn't miss. Left foot. 6-yard box. No goalkeeper in front of him. And that was the 4th goal. 4-0 to Newcastle United. It's all sunny days here at Craven Cottage today. Brilliant. Fantastic. Miggy's on a hat-trick. Yeah. We've got hat-tricks, we've got hat-tricks on the case. And in fact, they're bringing on Elliot Anderson for Jacob Murphy, and Elliot's going to get half an hour today. That's his Bruno going off. This is interesting. So Elliot's going to go into the number 8 position. This game's won, I guess. So Bruno's going to get a little bit of a rest. Of course, he got injured in the Brazil camp last week. He's saluting the faithful Toon Army, the loving Toon Army, worshipping as he goes off the pitch. He's been absolutely an hour of fantastic football from Bruno today. More like his old self in that advanced position. And Elliot Anderson's going to go straight into that position, I think. Well, he might go to the other side and put to that side and the other side and push Willock where Bruno was on the right-hand side of a right-sided 8, if you like. Anyway, Fulham have taken the goal kick. And on the attack, actually, on his left-hand side, defended by Trippier. A little bit of place. Harrison Reed has it now. Play it back to Tosin. He's pressured there. Nearly lost the ball. Plays a long ball looking for Dan James. Dan Burn then having a bar with that. And clears it out for a throw-in. Dan James attempted to out-physical Dan Burn there. Yes. Not going to happen, is it? Silly man. Anyway, Fulham take the throw-in. Back to Tosin again. I mean, I know we played against 10 men, but it's been a fantastic performances today from Newcastle. We want to see more of this. This is the kind of thing we've been asking for a few weeks now. But, of course, this is the benefit of playing against a side who don't sit behind the ball. Fulham are trying. What a great bit of play from Anderson there to win the ball. Goes past one, plays in Willock, can play it out wide to Murphy. Murphy's got all the space in the world to win into. Murphy had taken on the centre-half Tosin, gone on the far side and cut the ball back, could fall to the goalkeeper. It does. Could have done better there, Newcastle. Pereira has it on the edge of the box and he plays it wide. Tom Kearney, square it goes then to Tosin. Fulham are playing with 5 in the back 4 again here, but the back 5, I should say. Nice ball over the top, looking for the run of Dan James. Sven Botman covers it. Dan James leaves a foot in there, and we'll have a throw in for that. Terrific defending from Sven Botman. Terrific defending to get there calmly and casually, despite the pace of James. Got his foot there and just tapped it off the Welshman's ankle out for throwing. Just Rolls Royce defending from the Newcastle centre half. 716 in the chat. Great of you to join me. It's a fantastic day. Fulham on the attack here. Actually, in the penalty area. Trying to get a shot in. It's back here with the number 30. Finishes. Great clearance from Cher. Stood and watched it beautifully. Terrible ball from Ream. Newcastle can break. And they went the wrong way there, really. But Trippier has it. He might be on for a switch here. Ball in goes for Wilson. Blows some space for Murphy on the far side. How quick are you, Jacob? How quick are you? Oh, you've let the defender get back, haven't you? Cuts back, goes for Jacob. Callum Wilson, his ball across was, to be honest, awful. Should have done much better there. Anyway, Fulham are trying to get the ball away. Kearney does well to lay it squarely. Dan James has it now, and back he comes inside. Pereira has it. Fulham trying to play it out, really. Diop. Kearney, Diop again. Ball in there for Pereira. Back to Diop. Nice little triangle on their own box. It's right on the edge of the box. Pereira again. Back to Leno. Can we get a bit of pressure on Leno here? Wilson's trying. Oh. Fulham do get away with it. Kearney has it. Takes it down. Pressured by Willock. And slides it out for a throw-in. Off a Newcastle boot, clearly. 62 minutes on the clock, people. It's Fulham 0, Newcastle 4. It's a day to remember so far for the Toon Army down there in South London, Southwest London, I should say. Fulham playing it around the back. There's pressure coming in here, and it's good pressure too. Elliot Anderson was the man who put it on. And the pressure's coming on again from Willock and straight out of play. Well played, Newcastle. Fulham being caught out with this pressure. They're not used to this. Strangely, how they didn't do this against Liverpool the first game of the season, is it? But again, I guess then they had 11 men, and I guess then, I don't know. But we've been superb today. We've took advantage of the 10 men, and we've played really well. Back here it is now with Elliot Anderson wide. Then he goes to Dan Burn. Great run down the line from Anderson. Takes his man on. He's beaten though. He's tackled quite easily actually by Dan James. He kicks him back inside. Back to tossing. Terrible pass. Newcastle again are in here. They're in here. Anderson. Now it's with Murphy. Murphy again hesitates for a second, but Willock just has a chance for a shot. Deflected wide for corner to Newcastle United. It just opened up for a split second for Joe Willock to get his right foot behind the ball and hit it from distance. Corner's already taken. It's gone short, and they've made a right cock of that. Jacob Murphy again. Fantastic tackle though from Longstaff, but it goes out for a throw-in. But well played, Newcastle United as well. Well played, Sean Longstaff actually to get across there and slide in and get a foot. And he's played really well today, Longstaff. Again, a good performance from him. Sometimes you just don't see it, do we? You know, again, when teams put 11 behind the ball, he's not kind of the player you want. But today he's been absolutely superb. He's been much better than Harrison Reed, who's been touted by a lot of people for possible international call-ups, but not in this form because he's been absolutely dog shit today. Fulham are on the attack now. They do look a little bit bright at the minute, but Newcastle do defend quite easily and quite well. And back with Fabian Schär it is. He plays it to Sven Botman. Sven Botman's enjoying himself. He played a 40-yard pass looking for Wilson. Actually, it's gone to Kieran Trippier, and the refs give a free kick for a foul by Wilson for just a basic collision. Him and Manburn Ream. I mean, it's 2022. I mean, Manburns. Really? Ryan Fraser's about to come on. I'm guessing this is for Jacob Murphy, but it could be for Callum Wilson, I guess. Which will put... well, we're going to see now. Here's Callum Wilson coming off of Ryan Fraser. I imagine he doesn't want to go off. But, of course, we've got to rest him. He's not happy with that. He's got one goal. He sees more. Callum's hungry for more goals. But we've got to keep him fit. That's basically the real crux of this. Keep him fit. Don't want any injuries. Let's get him fit for next. Let's have him fit for next week against Brentford. But again, he doesn't want to go off, but he's smiling with Eddie. Eddie says, "Look, I want to rest you. I want to make sure you're fit for next week." So Ryan Fraser's on. He's got a. Hey, I'm back on the screen again. Don't know how that worked, but we're back on. And I think we need everything sorted. Yeah. So Wilson didn't want to go off, but they're having a nice friendly chat. Eddie Howe and Callum as they came off. Great ball from Trippier there down the line from Miggy. Great ball in the back, and it's with Jacob Murphy, who is playing central, looking for Brian Fraser, but a terrible. I'd start to say Ryan Fraser. Terrible cross from Murphy. But he's playing as a centre forward now. And it's actually like a three-pronged attack, all wingers and all interchanging. That's how it looks like to me. Great turn from Anderson, but he is robbed by Reed in the end, and Fulham can come away. Kearney plays it back to Reed. Reed's got nowhere to go, so he comes backwards here for Diop. Bit of buffage going on, so we'll just take a second. And it's back with Leno in the Fulham goalkeeper. At his feet, he's cleared it long. 66.5 minutes gone. Botman does well to win that. Trippier will get there first. Not a good touch from Trippier. But Fulham don't really get any kind of chance to make a cultured pass, and Fabian Schär steps in. Nice header from Botman. Fraser pressurising, but they play through him easily, and in fact, he's given up the press straight away. Burn has been pushed past. James has pushed past him and ran past him, but he didn't get a crossing because Dan Burn stretched his 17 feet legs out and stopped the cross from coming in. He might have beat the pace, Dan, but you couldn't get the crossing because of the long legs of Dan Burn. Terrific defending, even though he's well beat for pace. Pereira's gone out to that far side to take the corner on the Fulham right. It's going to be an out swinger. They'll put a few men in the box here. Diop's there, I can see. I can see tossing. And in fact, it was a header, and Nick Pope let it go past his post. It was a header from tossing in the end. Headed it into the ground and kind of over the bar, and just slightly wide of it also. He didn't get himself free, but he's headed it. He's that far out. He's kind of level with the penalty spot. He's headed it straight down, and it's bounced over the top of the goal and slightly wide also. Nick Pope had it covered all the way, and we have a goal kick, which we've already taken, which is played to Schär, back to Pope. Now Sven Botman in his own penalty area. Not a panic in the world. Just approaching midway in our half. Fraser back to Byrne, probably come back to Botman again. He does. Botman likes to look for a long pass, but instead he goes square to Share, and back to Sven. Inside for Willock, back to Fabian Share. Nice possession, calm play from Newcastle. Good ball for Willock, and now we're wide here for Miggy. Miggy will come back and give it back to Joe Willock. Joe Willock plays the ball inside, looking for Elliot Anderson. He's got him. Anderson, lovely ball inside. Alm wants the hat-trick. Hat-trick to Miggy! That's his hat-trick! 3 goals to Miggy Almiron. He gets to keep the match ball. Jack Grealish, what a prick you are, eh? Oh, the flag's up. What a cock I am. VAR will look, obviously. Bollocks. What a fucking stupid celebration for nothing. Is he offside? Let's have a look. There's no offsides there. No offsides. Offside. I think he is. Great ball from Anderson, but he was offside. Brilliant finish from Miggy also with left foot, curved it in the top corner, but offside. Bastard. Fulham are making another change. Dan James has gone off. Yet another game I've seen, and Cabano's come on. I don't think I've ever seen Dan James complete a game. I think he's been hauled off every time I've watched him play. Newcastle have a free kick there for a bit of a skullduggery from the Fulham centre forward. Barging into the Newcastle centre half. Share. But the free kick's been taken. Dan Byrne has it. Sven Botman. Easy to lock down to Fabian Share. Long ball from Fabian Share. It's overhit. Would have been in there. Ryan Fraser had it been on a slightly less power in that pass. It's nearly 70 minutes on the clock. It's just a great day, really. 4-0 to Newcastle. And Fulham are playing with 5 at the back. And again, Newcastle win the ball. Oh, yes, well played. And Anderson's in here. Anderson goes and past one, goes for a shot, deflected, and it's going to corner ball to Newcastle. I think Elliot's going to score, you know. He's looking hungry. Brilliant play there from Fraser, actually, to get him free. Just couldn't quite get it out of his feet. He did in the end. And then it came off, I think it was Tim Ream. Is it a corner? Well, no, I don't think it is. I think he's given a goal kick. And maybe the effect of a Newcastle play after that. Out of drink, dying for the pee, but never mind. It's not every day of the week you get these games. Eddie Howe looks very happy on the sidelines. His selection has been vindicated in spades. All the players that have played have come off resting now. Joe Linton hasn't needed to come on. And it's just a perfect day. I'm glad I'm spending it with you. Miggy has it on his wide right side, kitchen side. Cabano played a fantastic pass, the width of the pitch. Sorry, to Dan Byrne on the other flank. He comes inside. Anderson picks up halfway in his own half. Nice ball to Willock. Willock tried to do a nice little control, but didn't quite work out for him. He did maintain possession though. Trippier to Willock again. Willock inside there. Oh, what a great bit of skill from Willock. Slightly overhit it, and Diop came across and took it off him, but. Nice bit of skill from Joe Willock, and Newcastle are playing the party piece stuff now, which is great to see. Calypso football, if you like. It's great to watch at times. It's not often we've had a chance to do this in the past 15 years, have we? But this kind of performance is happening a little bit more, with more regularity than it ever has for such a long time. And you know, when these days happen, it's great to see. I don't usually get these games. I'm usually the one for 0-0s, aren't I? Or, you know, dour 1-1s or whatever. But today, I've managed to pull a 4-0. Only because Paul's moving out, mind you. You know, this would have been Paul's game, the away games. But the away games are the games, I think, where teams can't go 11 behind the ball. You know, the home teams. And you see us express ourselves much more. And I think this is why we're getting generally the better games away from home. Anyway, free kick's been taken, and Kieran Trippier's cut it out. Sean Longstaff has it now. Plays it down in for Joe Willock. That's a terrible ball from Willock, I think. No, they've cut it out, but the pressure's on. Anderson's pressurising Leno here. Leno's been pressurising to making a mistake and giving the ball to Dan Byrne. Fraser chests it down, and now it's with Sean Longstaff. Back he goes to Sven Botman. And he can pick a pass out and nonchalantly flicks it into Willock, whose skill was great. Yes, Grell played him in Malmborn, did fantastic to manufacture that space down this right flank. He's been a praise. Got Harrison Reed in front of him, so he comes back to Almiron. Willock again. Back to Anderson. That's a foul, referee, right through the back of him there. But Newcastle do maintain possession and he plays advantage. Sven Botman has it. Now he goes forward for Elliot Anderson again. Back to Dan Burn. Ryan Fraser's the recipient of this pass from Dan Burn, and now he gets it back to Burn. Back to Botman. Again, it's just Dan Burn's let the ball go there. Terrible ball from Reed, though. Reed's fucking dreadful. Ball through the... one intercepted, but Fraser has it. Back to Anderson. He's approaching the area. He's on the left-hand corner of the area. Will he go? Oh, he's well defended there by Tosin. Couldn't quite make him make a move on him, and in the end, Tosin stood up and took the ball off him. But good defence, actually. Elliot Anderson couldn't make him commit himself. And in the end, Tosin stepped in and took the ball off him, just as Sven Botman did there. Harrison Reed plays it square to Tosin. And now forward for Tom Kearney. Tries to chip it over the top, manages to do so. To whoever that is on the far side, not a clue. Might have been Pereira. Back here now with Diop, the former West Ham centre-half that we were interested in at one time, apparently. I'm glad we didn't buy him because he's fucking awful. Nice ball looking there, but I think Burn will get there first. In fact, there was a flag for offside anyway. So Newcastle will have a free kick. Offside against De Cordova Reed over that far side. Another one that's done absolutely nothing today, really. 4-0 to the Geordie boys. 4-0 to the Geordie boys. Mr. Silver looks very, very cheesed off. And in fact, he's going to end up with a silver medal today, isn't he? I'll get my coat. Anyhow, Newcastle do have possession with the centre halves again. Sean Longstaff receives it and gives it back to Fabian Schär. Now out here to Willock, and now Trippier has it over the top. Great bit of play. Can Miggy keep it in? He does with his head. Oh, linesman, fuck off with your flag, will ya? Crikey, O'Reilly. Throw into Fulham. Nothing worse than celebrating a goal that gets pulled back for offside, is there? I feel a bit deflated now, even though we're winning 4-0. I wanted Miggy's hat-trick. However, 4-1 still on the cards. Miggy hat-trick still on the card. Elliot Anderson first goals on the cards. Lots of things still to play for here. And, of course, getting more goals to get our goal difference much more positive also. So, Fabian Schär's done well there. And Newcastle do get the ball. With Sven Botman, spreads it wide for Dan Burn. Inside there for Sean Longstaff. Longstaff comes down the bottom here for Fabian Schär. Bit of buffage, guys. 76 minutes on the clock. Elliot Anderson now has it. Back to Fabian Schär. Touch from Joe Willock. Fabian Schär looking for the ball over the top. It's a great ball too. Oof, didn't quite work. Almost did. Fulham do come away with it. And are actually on the attack now. I think it's Tom Kearney that has it. Here's Tom Kearney. He plays it wide here for Gabano. 2 men on him. Not sure where he's going. He's not sure himself. He might come back for Kearney if he wants to. No, he goes inside. Nice little ball. Vinicius. He's having to come backwards to go forwards. Now it's Cabano. Cabano gets across him, but it's deflected. Sean Longstaff fell over. But we do nearly give the ball away in our own area there. Playing with fire a bit here, Newcastle. They don't need to either. Fabian Schär's approaching the corner post for some reason and hoofs it into touch. They're all a bit panicky there, Newcastle United. No, I don't think Eddie Howe will be happy with that kind of bit of play. Maybe another sub coming on for Newcastle soon. Jason Tyndall did have his notepad out and Eddie Howe was discussing things with him. Ball is on his far side, this near side, the Fulham left with Cabano, plays it inside for Vinicius. Nick Pope takes it at the near post like a baby shelling sweets. Whatever that means, but there we go. Ryan Fraser has it. Square ball in for Sean Longstaff. Now Elliot Anderson has it just short of the halfway line. And he plays it to Ryan Fraser, merely 2 yards away from him. Sven Botman down here for Kieran Trippier. Kieran Trippier down for Miggy. Square ball inside for Longstaff and back to Fabian Schär. No pressure from the Fulham players at all now. We can play this as long as we like with the ball at our feet. Willock, little flick. Oh, dear me, they're trying to kick. At least 6 attempts at fouls there. It's got to be a card there, ref. England. Didn't give one, but Newcastle have taken it. Fabian Schär played it to Sven Botman, and now it's Dan Burn, who again has been quite impressive at left back. Never let us down there, has he? Let's be honest. Joe Willock out to Dan Burn, back to Willock again. Got a bit of space now on that far side for Ryan Fraser. Back to Willock. Down Sean Longstaff. That was a bit aimless from Sean. Does win it back though, but doesn't quite keep hold of it. But we do end up with the ball with Sven Botman. Back to Nick Pope, and he'll come down here for Fabian Schär. Might give it back to Sven Botman. No, in fact, he goes down the middle to Sean Longstaff. He turns, plays it forward. Little flick from Murphy. Nearly worked, but didn't quite work. But Newcastle do maintain possession. Joe Willock has it on the halfway line. Square ball on for Kieran Trippier. That's surely the ball he'll play. He does play it eventually, and Kieran Trippier has it. Inside tried to play it inside the Fulham left back, but didn't quite work. And now Fulham do come on the break. Pereira played a nice ball inside there. Cabano back to Pereira. He's got a bit of space here, Pereira. Being approached by Botman, who gets his feet to it and blocks it, and Newcastle can come away with the ball. And Longstaff to Miggy. The edge has gone out of Newcastle now, folks. 80 minutes almost on the clock, but the edge has gone out of us. But we're still winning 4-0. Yes, it's comfortable, but we don't seem to be pushing as much as we were before, if that makes sense. Little floaty pass onto the halfway line where Dan Burn receives it, and he's trying to play it inside the left back, the right back, I should say, under hit terribly, and Fulham managed to clean it up. Bit of pressure on Leno, but he managed to get rid of it. The Sven Botman was being fouled all day long there. Fabian Schär came across to cover anyway and managed to mop up things beautifully. Floaty pass from Dan Burn all the way across the pitch to Kieran Trippier. It's like a testimonial game at the minute. Fulham don't give a shit, and we're not that bothered either, really. But I just think we should go for it. Come on. Let's have another goal. Dan Burn has it. Can we go back to Sean Longstaff and then back again to, looks like Fabian Schär on the other side. They have Schär and Burn, Botman have swapped sides this minute. Oh, that was risky, but got away with it. Foul out there on Anderson, I think, but they play the advantage. Schär curves it out here for Kieran Trippier, and finally there's a bit of space for him to move into, but he's not interested. Goes square to Longstaff. He played a good ball to Joe Willock, whose first touch ain't great, and he's taken off him by Fulham. And Fulham can break here. Fulham do break, in fact, and it's with Cabano on this left-hand side. 2 men on him. Miggy's come back to help Kieran Trippier. Cuts inside. It was a good ball inside, but Pereira didn't read it, and it went straight through to Nick Pope and the Newcastle goal. No harm done. Cabano has looked actually quite bright since he came on, to give him credit for Fulham. But apart from that, they've offered nothing. And at the minute, Newcastle are on the attack with Dan Burn. Ryan Fraser picks it up. He's fouled there. Indeed, he is. Is it Howard and Reed again, by any chance? Fraser gets to his feet. Changes are being made again. Matt Targett's going to come on for Dan Burn. Jamal Lascelles is coming on. Dan Burn applauds the Toon army as he comes off. Matt Targett's going to go like for like left back. Jamal Lascelles. This will be interesting. Does Jamal Lascelles take the captain's armband off Kieran Trippier? Yeah, Target's on for Burn. Lascelles is coming on for either Schär or Botman. I imagine. I don't know who it'll be. Let's see. It's Fabian Schär, in fact. Fabian Schär goes off. Another good performance from the Swiss man. Never been in any danger. Jamal Lascelles comes on. And also Jamal Lewis is coming on. And Kieran Trippier is coming off for Jamal Lewis. And that kind of takes anyway argument to the captain's armband because Kieran Trippier's off and Jamal Lewis has come on. So we've now got a back four of Lewis at right back by the look of it. Then we've got Jamal Lascelles. And then Sven Botman. And then Matt Targett. Oh, Lewis has gone to left back. So I assume, yeah, Lewis is at left back. Target will be at right back then, I would think. Yes, he is. Target's at right back. And indeed plays a right-footed pass to Jamal Lascelles, back to Sven Botman. And then wide it goes to Jamal Lewis. Little bit of flick there from, well played, Fraser. Fraser is rapidly approaching the penalty area. Ball out the far side for Anderson. What can Elliot do? He plays it back here for Fraser again. Fraser looks angry for. Oh, you see, it was good attacking and kind of determination from Fraser, but his last ball was terrible. Newcastle do win it on the edge of the area. Newcastle do win it. They're in the box. Oh, just rolled across the face of goal, and agonisingly it went past the post from Elliot Anderson, just wide. Could have been a goal. Could have been a square. It was a great ball, and Almiron didn't gamble on the far post. Had he have done, he'd have had an empty net to tap into for his legitimate hat trick, not the fake one that I celebrated about 10 minutes ago. Again, good football from Newcastle United. Much more positive than they've been in the last 5 or 10 minutes. And Fulham are there for more goals to go past them here. It'd be terrible if Fulham was not a last-minute one, wouldn't it? Yes. Could be a full moon tonight. That is still on the cards, by the way. Still on the cards. And in fact, Fulham only attack now. I think it's an offside there. And indeed, the flag goes up. Offside against the Fulham player, Pereira. Who's moaning about it? It's a linesman. You're offside, you dick. What a knob. Definitely ex-Man United. Definitely. Anyway, Jamal Lascelles has it. And he plays it out here for Joe Willock, who's down in defensive position. Back to Jamal Lascelles, square to Sven Botman. He plays it forward, looking for Longstaff. He squares it to Jamal Lewis. Lewis comes back for Longstaff. Longstaff comes all the way across here for Matt Target. And he plays it inside for Willock. Willock runs around Kearney well. The ball from Miggy ain't great. And Fulham are on the attack here. 2 against 4. But Sven Botman. Oh, what a bit of defending that was. Watched the ball, took it off him. And a great little flip from Willock. We've got runners here. We have, but it's a terrible pass from Miggy to release the runner that was going through the middle. But Fulham have the ball now with Reed. He's lost out there. Oh, almost got through there, Willock. But well played from, I think it was Tim Ream, man, to take the ball off Willock, or stop the ball going to Willock and play the ball away. Tackle there from Jamal Lascelles. Can be a free kick for in the back there. 85 on the clock. He's managed to. Oh, good. He's kicked that Pereira. Well, nice one. Hope it's nothing too trivial, lad. Oh, Christ. It weren't that bad. God, you'd think he'd lost his legs. Pereira's got his free kick. He gets to his feet. He's walking away gingerly. Bit of buffage going on at the precise second. And it looks like Fulham have a corner, actually. No, it's a goal kick. So they wasted the free kick. Cabano and Target clashed in the right back area at Newcastle, but nothing came of it. It was a goal kick. And now it's with Jamal Lewis in the left back position. And Lewis comes all the way back to Sven Botman. Squares to Jamal Lascelles. And down the bottom here for Matt Target. Controls it with his right and plays it with his right to Sean Longstaff. Longstaff's advancing. He's going to lose that. He does lose it. The ideas above his station there, but Fulham are on the attack. But Longstaff does win the ball back, but doesn't win it back for long because Fulham have it back. Tim Ream plays it inside there for Kearney. Kearney does well to avoid the attentions of Longstaff. Still trying to avoid the attention of Longstaff. And in the end goes back to where the ball came from, which was Tim Ream. And now all the way back to Diop. Diop beats Fraser and plays it square to Harrison Reed, and he goes all the way back to Leno. 87.5 minutes almost on the clock. Still Newcastle United lead by 4-0. Tim Ream has it now. Now he plays it forward for Tom Kearney, and that's a nice ball from Kearney down the line for Cabano. Cabano approaching Jamal Lascelles. Lascelles is standing him up. Cuts inside Lascelles, looks at the far post, gets there. It's goal for Fulham. They could overread. And the scoreline is Fulham 1, Newcastle 4. And we all know what that means. Terrible defending at the far post, I've got to say. I don't know what Jamal Lewis was watching. Jamal Lascelles got brought out, cut inside. So it wasn't really Lascelles' fault. He came to do the job of target. But the cross came in and, oh, dear me, he was at the far post. I think it is Jamal Lewis. Totally ball watching. Decodeva Reed came in from behind him and just nodded into net past Pope. So that's slack from Newcastle. That's really slack. But the score is now Fulham 1, Newcastle United 4. Newcastle do press now, and it's a ball through the middle, but Leno's out to sweep and take it back into the area and pick it up. 88 and nearly 89 minutes gone. Fulham 1, Newcastle 4. I'm not making it up, Paul, if you're listening. It's really that score. Lascelles nods it away. Now it's with Cabano. Almiron does well to pressurise him, and the ball just come back to Newcastle. Nice little touch from Willock to Anderson. Anderson plays it wide for Jamal Lewis. And Jamal Lewis plays it forward there for, I think it's Jacob Murphy got out. Fraser. Ball inside for Lewis. Lewis carried the run on. It's gone for a court. Let's give a goal kick. Bollocks. Decodova Reed followed him back. So Decodova Reed showing Lewis how to defend there. Declan's still happy in the crowd anyway. He must know about the challenge that Paul set himself. 90th minutes, about 90 minutes virtually up to see how much injury time we've got. Won't be as much as the first half. Well, maybe there will because of the substitutions. So we'll see. Jamal Lascelles wins the ball in the air and Willock manages to lose it. And Fulham on the attack again here with Kearney. Kearney, can he play a nice pass? He can. He tried to chip Pope from, I don't know, 20 yards. But Pope wasn't getting chipped from there from Kearney. And Newcastle come away with it. Targets in the right back area. Curves it wide. Sven Botman takes it down nicely and plays it out to Jamal Lewis. Down the line he goes. Anderson picks it up. Great ball there to Lewis, who's carried his run on. And he'll leave it there with Ryan Fraser. And back to Lewis. Pointless bit of play there. Now it's Anderson. And now Fraser. And now Lewis again. Bit of space been created, but didn't use it and come back to Sven Botman instead. 3 minutes of injury time, in fact. In fact, Botman's given the ball away there. And Newcastle have gone to sleep, definitely. Since the 75th minute. Fulham on the attack again now. Pereira deflected. Lascelles gets a head on it. Target takes it out, and now gives it to Jacob Murphy, who's come very deep to receive it. Taking Reed on the inside and the outside. Goes past Reed with ease. Murphy still going. Great ball in. Could be 5-1. Chip from Fraser. It is 5-1. There might be a flag. Are they celebrating? There is a flag. Oh, dear me. Bit of Buffridge. We're going to see this again in a minute when this comes back. Oh, dear me. Shouldn't have been offside there, though, really. Shouldn't have been. Good finish from Fraser. There's no one offside there. Fraser is offside. He's a yard off. And he didn't need to be. But it was a great finish. But the underpants are almost staying up there. 2 minutes of the 3 have been played. And the score is Fulham 1, Newcastle United 4. And for those that aren't kind of looking but are listening, it really is Fulham 1, Newcastle United 4. 6:30, folks. The worst part of it is, Paul goes to the top of the predictions league in what's his face now, of the co-hosts. We went with the end of that for a while. So here we go. 92, half a minute to go. And there's a free kick, which Pereira's going to float into the box. And Jamal Lewis nods it away, completes the clearance. A nice ball for Fraser. Fraser's been approached. Look, he has got a pass to Anderson. He wants to give it him. No, instead he comes further down the bottom for Murphy, who plays. Murphy's looks very bright since he's gone through the middle, I've got to say. Almiron, target, cross, looking for the far post. Oh, Anderson back to Longstaff. Now Fraser again. Anderson. Time's up. And hoofed over the bar from Longstaff. And that's all she wrote. Fulham 1, Newcastle United 4. What an interesting game. Sending off in the 8th minute. We were dominant before that, to be fair. But then Callum Wilson scored to give us a 1 goal lead. The second goal was it the fantastic goal? It was, wasn't it, of Mickey Almiron? An absolute fantastic goal. Almiron was man of the match by Country Mall today. Superb. But lots of great performances today. It'd be interesting to see the marks out of 10 that we all give our great lads today. But we'll see that at 6:30. But we may as well go through. God, I thought I was dying for a drink. I've been picking them on, can't I? Let's do some comments. Let's do some comments. Anyway, making Masters blaming Lassalle for their goal. Not really his fault. But you're right. When he came on, we did look a bit more kind of unsafe. But it was Lewis at the back post, just totally unaware of things around him. Of all the scores Paul could have predicted, says Chris. Paul Fenwick window, I see. Come on. It's not Fenwick's window. It's the stream tonight. Jan says the setup, full moon tonight. Yeah, indeed. Paul, get your arse out. Get your arse out for the lads. Sam Tonight says it's a double full moon tonight. Oh, dear. Go, Father. Shit, no ass, please. It's all about bums and arses and all that. Carry on. If we draw this game, we're going to give it. Well, we're not going to draw it. It's all over and done with. Thankfully, the Newcastle players have gone to the Newcastle end. They're all applauding the horde of black and white adorned shirt-wearing fans. They're all there. Coaches, players. Miggy's coming across to take his shirt off and give it to one of the fans in the crowd. There he goes. He's done it. Well played, Miggy. Brilliant. We have no depth, like conceding to this shot at the end. Yep. Well, you're right. Spacebar says, Susan, I'll get the cocoa butter ready for Paul. Oh dear for Paul. Chris says, I've never laughed so hard about letting a goal in. Judy says, Paul won't have been expecting this. Of course he wouldn't. Anders says, this is so stupid to give up that goal. Really stupid, yeah. Julie thinks Fulham watched the Toon review. Possibly. Full moon tonight, says Mary. Indeed. Alison says, oh no, Paul. Stu says, disappointed to concede. They only had one shot and scored. They did. And Barbara says, is Paul a man of his word? Viewing figures will be through the roof tonight. Can't wait. Tom says, I get the joke, but very wrong to be laughing at us conceding. No, I was laughing more at the defence of Jamal Lewis, to be honest. He was just standing there watching, nothing. Totally ball watching, not aware of anything around him. But, of course, the 4-1 thing was funny as well, I've got to admit. What does 4-1 mean? I've missed something. Paul predicted 4-1 in our preview show the other night. Then he says it, but if that happens, I'll show my ass on the stream. And it has happened. Change the channel's name to the Moon Review, says David. Moon Review, yeah. Mary says, is this happening after 9? No, it's not, actually. Might get him out of it. Jack says, sloppy, but I'll wait. Jan thinks it's a setup. Oh, dear, Paul, says Spacebar. George has sent £5. Cheers, George, for the Fulham goal. Brilliant. Ronald says, see Liverpool go there far. I'm not sure any of the other scores. I can actually go there now, can't I? Because this game's done and dusted. So, yeah, I can go to the kind of see what the other scores were when they come back on. Was wondering the same thing, Mary, says Julie. Babs, we shall see, won't we? Paul's just as furious as Hal with the Fulham goal. We have been so poor after score. Yeah, we did. 75 minutes we stopped. Yeah. Watch Billy here, says Graham. Bob says very poor second half. I thought we were all right for the first 15, 20 minutes of it. But yeah, 75 minutes onwards. And then, of course, all the changes kind of stopped our momentum, didn't it? But Pope Spaghetti Arm says Umuamua. Interesting username there. Paul Carter says, I saw the whole of the moon. Palace 1, Chelsea 2 says Simon. Goatfather says someone asked Paul to shave his butt. Good call. Crikey O'Reilly. Danielle, hi Danny. Not going to complain at 4-1. Let's get some. Indeed. Because when we saw that lineup, I mean, no one was happy with it, were they? Let's be honest. I don't want that on. It's West Ham v Wolves on telly. I mean, I don't want to see that. I want to see the scores. Looks like Everton have won at Southampton as well. That's a bit crap. They're in trouble, Southampton. Paul will be furious with that, says Tyson. There's lots of moon emojis going on. Great win, says Graham. It was a great win. Damn. Fook, says Dees. See, they know, says Julie. Yeah. They do. Brilliant. FFS man, says Stu. Obviously, this is when the goal went in. Would be 6-1 if it wasn't for the offside. Yeah, you're right. We should have scored a few more. Not knowing that the offside. I mean, some of the runs they made to make themselves. And Fraser should never have been offside there, should he? Again, lots of stuff going on here regarding Paul's and his mooning. They definitely know, says Smiler. Some people still won't be happy. Anthony Darling says Paul must be sweating now. Let's hope not. Chelsea win the last minute at Palace. Of course, Gallagher with the goal. Liverpool 3, Brighton 3. Sampson 1, Everton 2. And Bournemouth 0, Brentford 0. And Coventry beat Middlesbrough. Interesting. How did the Mackhams get on? 0-0 home to Preston. Mooning everywhere. Not everywhere. Just in that top left square. Top left square, I should say, up there. What a beautiful win, Spencer. It was a fantastic win, Spencer. I know Paul ain't, says Dave. 2 offside goals. Could have had 7 or 8 goals today. Awesome. Yeah, it was a great performance. Paul's never been happier for a flag. I'm not sure about that. I think he'd have wanted it to go in for 5-1. Get ready, Paul, says Malcolm. Toon, says Ronald. AAB says the 2 Jamals will be a big problem in the future. When the moon hits your eyes like a great pizza pie, that's Cat Story from Francisco. A great win today. It was fantastic. Up to 6, apparently, according to Graham. Fraser, you pull up, no idea where he is. Yeah, I agree with that. And Fraser was great when he came on. If it stays at 4-1, I'll put another £5 for the Fulham goal. Really sorry, Paul. Honest. Take care, all, says Ches. Thanks for watching. Rachel's going to demonetize super chat for the arse show to later. Demonetized, Tom, says Dara. Unlucky Paul, says Geordie J Gaming. This has been funny as hell. I love this. Everyone's saying goodbye to each other now. Charles is happy with the victory. Jan says full moon tonight. Charles will see us later. Danny says great job, Billy brother. Thank you, Danny. Skip of the comments there, my word. Well done, Billy Paper. Cheers. Moon Army. See tonight, everyone. There's lots of people that are going to be. You couldn't predict it, could you? You couldn't write it. If you wrote that, people wouldn't believe it. Oh my God! Find out if Paul really parts in. Paul would be good. It says Les. Oh crikey! This is killing me. 4-1 Paul in bits. Says Stato. Oh Paul, what have you done? This is brilliant. Oh Christ! I've never laughed on a Watchalong before. I've got to be honest. Rach says well done, Billy. And thanks, Rach. And also to you, Francisco. And also to Mary. Thank you very much. Rounds of applause from Malcolm. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate that, buddy. Ken says Paul to make an arse of himself. Spacebar thinks Paul's wounded. Barber thinks very poor second half. Yeah, as I say, first 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes were okay. And once we got the fourth and the subs started coming on, I think we took our foot off the gas, didn't we? Thank you, Billy. Says no problem, mate. We hope you enjoyed it. Great win, says make you a master. He's also apocalyptic workshop, as we learned earlier. The Wolves will be out tonight, says Chelsea. And yes, Jabba Dabba Doo. That's another one who's got to show his arse on Twitter. I don't know how you're going to do that, but all the best with that, mate. Up to 7th, says Ian. So it's, not 6th. Yeah, we are 7th. Good. Just a place below Man United. Geordie God says, looks like Paul will be showing it. Yes, it looks that way. Well, lads, says Muteb from Saudi Arabia. Back at you, matey. Norvik says, cheers, Billy. Mike says, Billy, fantastic job being with the team. Yeah, we missed the first goal, which is scandalous, really, but got there in the end. But the thing is with these things is you can't find out until the game's about to start what's working and what ain't. So you're gambling, but we got there in the end. I bet Paul Chuck's a sickie. Well, if he does, I ain't fucking getting my arse out. That's for certain. The moon will be out tonight, says Mary. Full moon tonight in Durham, says Phil. Thanks, Billy. No problem here. I hope you enjoyed it, mate. If I was Miggy, I'd message Grealish, see how many goals he's got this season. Yeah, exactly. Miggy, lucky not to get that hat trick. 3 goals in 8. Yeah, Christ. And didn't I make a twat of myself celebrating it? Great commentary again, Billy. Great win. Thanks, Mal. Cheers, buddy. No, still not happy. Some fans, fuck's sake. Everyone else is happy. Hi says that the one and only Cuba. Thanks, Billy. Love the Mickey celebration. Grealish, yes, but then it all went pear-shaped when the lineman got his flag out. And rightly so, he was offside, but still. Thanks, Barbara. Much appreciated, sweetheart. Mickey should have had a hat-trick. He should have, really. But he played really well. We had a free hit at Fulham today, but we performed well. Corner turn. Yeah, but even before that sending off, we were dominant. I thought we should have been 1-0 before then. Great result, said Stu. Indeed. Phoenix window. Absolutely. The game was already won. Yes, we did. It was. Boy, did I enjoy that. Excellent commentary again, Billy. Cheers, Terry, mate. Should have been 6-1, but a fantastic performance nonetheless. We can't moan at 4-1s. Let's be real. If we're winning 4-1 and moan about it, there's something wrong, isn't there? RAA Heatsink. Someone needs to take a screenshot of Paul's filming. Our B team destroyed them, but they did, didn't they? We weren't full strength by any shadow of the imagination, were we? No Isaac, no Joe Linton, no Alex, Alison Maximan, Alison Maximan. No Shelby. We still haven't played it full second side yet. I think when we do, I think we're going to rock it, So happy right now, says Stiff Gators. Eating my Eddie humble pie. Come on, Toon. Yep, indeed. The moon review, says Spacebar. Angelica says, I've heard that for years. If such and such happens, I'll show me house if anything window. I've had to explain it to a few here in Somerset. Yeah, but the Phoenix window thing, it's on the show. Samsonite says, Paul not making wisecracks, not a white crack. Oh, dear. Well done, Billy. Sorry I'm quiet when the game is on, but another grand job. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Much appreciated. Matt says, great call, Billy, and great job, Mod Squad, and great win. Newcastle says, brilliant, yeah. Perfect day. Well done, Billy, says Rob. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it, matey. Fulham after 6, says Paul. Stephen says, what's your thoughts on the Aussie lad coming in? I think it's great. I think the fact we're looking to the future, and not just looking to the future, we're looking at the future with lads that are predicted to be big stars, world stars. So, you can't argue with that, can you? Fantastic. The beers are out, says for Frank. Frank, thanks, Billy. Great crack. I hope Paul survives this, says Ken. Why didn't Fraser let the ball run through to Willock at the end? Adequate and Willock and Longstaff both to score. Would have returned 6. Yeah, because Willock was onside, wasn't he? Nobody wants to see his arse, so who's winning here? It's a lose-lose situation. Fulham will be early this evening. There's George's super chat. 7th we are, Michael, just below Manchester United. But yeah, it's a nice skip up the league today. Eddie won't be happy with that, he won't be. But then again, the substitutions he made caused it, I think. Yeah, it kind of disrupted the momentum we had, and that's one of the things. That's the first time we've made 5 subs in a game, isn't it? First time we've done it. The size of it will be a supermoon, says Spacebar. Oh my god! Change the banner, Billy. Yeah, well, cheers, mate. Tell you what we'll do. We'll ditch it. We don't need it now, do we? I always forget it, and I've gone off screen again. Paul called a score on the pre-match show. Holy moly, what a game. He did call a score. It's Paul, a man of his words, Alison. We shall soon see. Nearly 6-1, says Harry. Now we know why Lewis doesn't play, says Bill. We took the foot off the pedal, but we didn't want any unnecessary injuries or cards, indeed. Is Paul moving house? He is indeed. Taxi for Bruce. West Brom got beat 3-2. What a shame. Good commentary, but thanks, Alison. Might be the dark side of the moon, says RA Heat Seeker. Yeah. Back, crack and sack or in Paul. Gracious to crack. There's Chris. We should still be happy. Better performance without Joe Linton, Max in it. Exactly. Sato, you bang on, mate. You bang on. Second longest wait for a win, says the Yama Skockle. 19 shots, 10 on target. Outstanding for an away game. It was a better performance from Newcastle, very firm. Well done, Billy lad. Good watch along, mate. Thanks, Marty. Appreciate that, buddy. As long as we don't see the ring around Saturn's. I'm going to have to shoot this down to him because I'm absolutely wetting myself here. I didn't go at half time. But Andrew's right. Much improved team performance. Yes, it was. World beater Miggy. Love it. Come on the Toon. And that first goal of his was absolute. If you haven't seen it, match day tonight, you will be absolutely over the moon with it. It's a fantastic goal. Just a cultured finish from a fantastic player. Not today, anyway. We've all slagged him off in the past, but today he was absolutely superb, as the vast majority of them were. Let's be honest. Great game. Really enjoyed watching it. Happy mix, said Andrew. Yep, we all are, mate. Goodwin might have had Maxi possibly as that get a win against Brentford and go on a bit. But yeah, let's go on a roll. Let's get the full strength side out. Shelby's not too far away, apparently, either. So we're not far away. Will you watch us get us all? They'll all be back, and the World Cup will come. That's what's going to happen. Wilson is very valuable. Yes, he is indeed. We look a better side with him. Scousers draw, get in. Of course, Scousers have been taking the piss out of me all week, saying, "Oh, you won't win at Fulham. We lost there." I think the boot might be under the foot Monday. God, you got to be shit if you don't win at Fulham. Yes, because I do tend to gloat a bit. I've got to be honest. We were 6 until Chelsea got the last minute. There you go, Johnny bastards. Billy's number 1. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate that, buddy. In all seriousness, that was an impressive performance score on Miggy man of the match. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. All right, Billy. Cracking commentating again, buzzing with a win. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that, mate. Toon review stat fact, he's right. Yeah, he is right. To concede 1 goal and only score 1 in the second half against 10 is poor. Yeah, you're right. There's no kind of debating it, really. You're right. Look at it in pure figures like that, yeah. Stephen says, so what's Paul's OnlyFans? Oh, for Christ's sake. I don't think he's going to go that far. What was we saying about these choices? Indeed. We all said the proof of the pudding is in the eating, but I didn't say that. I said the proof's in the pudding. But you knew what I meant. He might get a Manscaped deal. He might. Cheers, Billy and Bruce is going to send West Brom down, indeed. 7th since Chelsea, and yeah, 7th, yeah. I'm going to come right down here because I'm back on again in an hour and a bit. John says, I don't really want to see Uranus tonight. It's all planets, isn't it? Saturn's ring and Uranus. Mitch to Watchalong, about 17th in the league on the Premier Fantasy. Well, that's good, mate. I'm probably up. I've got goals today, I think. Yeah, I've got Kane scored, didn't he? And Jesus scored. Maybe an assist or 2. I don't know who scored for Liverpool, but we shall see. Or do the flash for charity rather than just donate, indeed. Miggy's goals were glorious. Thanks, Billy. John, the show, whatever did next today, the full moon has to be shown. We should have won at Liverpool. Andrew says, is Paul a man of his word? That would be good crack, literally. Yeah. It's probably the only time Paul wishes got prediction, indeed. And final comment goes to Ashley 80s. It's all about squad improvement. Indeed, it is. Right, we've come to the end of a fantastic game of football, folks. Newcastle United winning 4-1 at Fulham, which has all sorts of ramifications, not only for the league, but also for our host with the most. And he could well be the host with the most tonight because of his little dare he made on himself, because he didn't think he'd get the prediction right, but he did. So Fulham 1, Newcastle United 4. Thanks to the mods for helping us out in the background. Rachel, Ches, all the rest of you guys that are out there in the background modding for us. Thanks to you lot for watching and staying with me and enjoying the game with me, even when I had another technical issue, which happens every week. We will get it sorted, no doubt about it. So thanks for you lot for watching, most of all. Thanks to the people that have super chatted and contributed over the course of the game and the show, which has been almost 3 hours long now. Going to get something to eat and back on again in an hour. So until then, I will see you in an hour and a bit for the review of what we've just seen and listened to. So it won't be long till we see you. Away, lads and lassies. See you later, folks.